tell me my religion was wrong. They tried to tell me to follow Islam. They said their prophet was a righteous dude, but I found out none of their words were true. I read the Quran and I read the Hadith, and the sickness of Muhammad was apparent to me. He justified perversion in the name of Allah when he married a girl too young for a bra. She was playing with dolls when the prophet came. Her childhood was stolen in Allah's name. Aisha was 9 when he took her to bed. Don't tell me that fool's not sick in the head. Ain't gonna follow no child molester, sex offender, prophet pretender. Ain't gonna follow no child molester.
Islam's not for me. Islam's not for me. Has caused some mullahs to be blind.
To justify the prophet, they will justify sin. So the sins of the prophet are repeated again.
All over the world in Islamic State, 9-year-old girls suffer cruel fate.
Sold into marriage to twisted men, and Aisha's sad story is repeated again. Ain't gonna follow no child molester, sex offender, prophet pretender. Ain't gonna follow no child molester.
Islam's not for me. Islam's not for me. Do you care about women all over the world?
Do you care about those little girls?
Then stand up and fight for human rights. Speak out against the laws of Islam.
Ain't gonna follow no child molester, sex offender, prophet pretender. Ain't gonna follow no child molester.
Islam's not for me. Islam's not for me.
Islam's
Not for me.
Hello, my darlings. Hello, hello, hello. How are you all doing? It's been almost a whole week since I last spoke to you all. I hope you're all well. I hope you are all well and ready to get this shit show on the road. I didn't want to say it, but screw it. If I can't swear, I can't have a show. That's all. That's the way I see it. You know, my swearing is my show. That's how it works. YouTube. I'm sorry. You can suck an egg if you don't like it, but that's how I roll, mofos. That's how I roll. So, boys and girls, what are we doing? What are we doing? Sorry about this. Just allow me to. Still experiencing slight technical difficulties. I am just trying to get this. Oh, come on. Don't mess with me. Just trying to get a little something working here. It just occurred to me. That's all. It was just like a literally last second thing. It appeared, and I was like, gotta do it, gotta fix it. Okay, kids, we have a fun bag of dicks for you tonight. That's right, a fun bag of dicks. I trust everyone's sitting comfortably. If you're not drinking, it's a Friday. Why not? I'm enjoying a very fucked up version of a White Russian. I'm not gonna lie to you. This is mostly vodka with a brown tint to it. It's got some Irish cream or Baileys, and it's actually got just plain old coffee and milk. I couldn't get a coffee liqueur in time, so it's just basically just coffee to give it that coffee flavor, and yeah, a lot of vodka. To be honest with you, that vodka gives it a lot of vodka flavor. And this doesn't taste like coffee at all. It mostly tastes like vodka, and it's strong. I'm not gonna lie. Why not? Why sugarcoat it? Yes, I'm a pussy. I can't take it. There's a lot of vodka in there, and it's far more than I should have put in, especially since I'm just sitting in front of a computer at home. Drinking at home, kids, the sure sign to alcoholism. Oh, that's good alcoholism. That is good alcoholism, though. Okay, so what are we doing tonight? Where are we going? There is a small volcano erupting on a tiny little molehill, which we call the world of atheists and Muslims on the net. So there's a tiny little thing that is going on right now. And I would like to share some of it with you. But before we share all, there's a couple of things I want to do just to introduce or set the scene, shall we say. Because tonight, I'm sorry for those of you who are of the Muslim persuasion on this show. I recommend for you to leave, log off, shut it down now. This is going to be a anti-Islam heavy show. It's going to say the words that you may not like or things that you may not want to see. So I'm just letting you guys know, for those of you of the Muslim persuasion, this one's going to be a bumpy ride, kids. I personally would leave the bar now. But let's try to see where we go. Let's see how far we get. Oh, Christ, we have the Quran alone, chap. Peace be upon you, my good friend. This show's going to be a bad one. Don't be here. You have been warned. Trigger warning has been issued for those of you who are of the what do they call it? Muslim persuasion. So, what are we doing, kids? What are we doing? Okay, number one, there was this going around. This was apostate. Everyone wrote on their hands apostate, and sort of gave it out for something like, I don't know, it was like Apostate Tuesday or some shit. It was some time back. It was either I think it was last week. It was the 22nd or something. I think it was like Saturday, the 22nd, Apostate Day or some shit. I did this on like a Sunday, I think, on Raj's show, and that's because I got talked into it by Raj. Be honest, I'm not much of an activist in this sense, like posting crap. I didn't post no Black Lives Matter fist, and I wasn't really gonna bother with this, but for some reason Raj said, do it and take a photo and send it to me, or post it. So I did. I tweeted it. I twatted it at Raj. But to commemorate the fact that I wrote Apostate, and by the way, yes, there's the BS merch. Don't forget the t-shirts are available at Banksy Style Spreadshirt Store. Link in the underpants section below. Quick shill right there. As to commemorate this Apostate picture, I also added this to my profile on Twitter. Twitter seems to be much more rough and ready than YouTube. YouTube is like way more sanitized than Twitter. Twitter is actually a little bit more, seems to be a little bit more loosey goosey with its with the kind of sauciness you can, the levels you can take it to. So this may not go down so well on YouTube. We'll see how long the stream lasts. Gotta keep an eye on when YouTube pounces and blocks this particular stream. I don't know, but for now we are doing it. We're doing it, kids. Okay, let's get on with. I have basically 3 items I want to cover. I may go to a panel if anyone's interested in a panel. Let's see how things unfold. Right now there isn't much in the way of audience. I don't know, it's a Friday night, it's 10:30. Probably most people are either drunk and passed out in front of their TV or just do not give a shit. So we'll see. Just quick salutations to everyone in the chat. NCP, Adam Smith, Izzy, Great Britain, and the Quran All One, Big George Foreman, and I think that's pretty much it. That's all the people who've participated in the chat. So big up to those who are writing in the chat. Moving on swiftly. This is our first story. The first story of this evening begins with the Muslim Karen. Now, I don't know if there is a particular name for the Muslim Karen. Is it Khadija? I don't know. Maybe Khadija would be a possibility. This is a Muslim black Karen, so Shaniqua. I don't know. But this lady with her Chanel hijab on, basically pulled a classic Karen at some Indonesian place that sells bubble tea, because she thinks bubble tea is cultural appropriation of black people, that only black people have rights to bubble tea, to sell bubble tea. So this is Karen, Muslim Karen, losing her shit. Let me make sure we are actually, yep, we're good. Okay.
This establishment is not black owned, but you're stealing black culture. Is this not black culture? Trap tea, the boba plug? No, you're thieves. Asian people stealing black culture once again.
Once again, Asian people stealing black culture. I don't know at what point Asian people stole black culture prior to this, but apparently at this point they are stealing black culture again.
Once again, it's okay. You'll be exposed though. You're not black owned. You're stealing black.
No. What is happening, lady, is you got exposed globally for the fucking Karen that you are. You pathetic, entitled, Chanel wearing moron. Moron is like the kindest thing I could tell you. There's like a slew of slurs that I could dish out, but for the sake of this video lasting more than 10 seconds on fucking YouTube, I will simply go with moron. Hey, moron. Fucking moron.
Hey, thank you for coming.
Black culture.
Thank you for coming.
No, I came here because I thought it was black owned. That's why I came here. I told my friends.
Yeah, at this point, this is the moment where somebody, and I wish someone did, please don't come back again. That is really the thing that should have been said. Thank you. Now you know better. Don't come back again. You're not obligated to shop at this particular store if you now know it's Indonesian owned or Indonesian run or whatever. Just don't do it. Why do these self-righteous people feel the need to announce it? I shall announce it to the world. Oh, what the fudge? Where is this? Oh, okay. Yeah, Twitter videos get all mashed up sometimes. They mash up my thing for some reason. What the fudge, man? Twitter! I damn you, Twit! The damn Twitter has bollocksed up again. Dear God, what is wrong with Twitter? Why is Twitter always fucking around with me? Every time I play a full video, Twitter does this. Such an asshole, Twitter. Such an asshole. He's an asshole.
I'm supporting a black business. This is not black owned. This is not black owned. Asians stealing black culture. Once again, you're a coon. Don't talk.
I'm a coon.
Damn, she immediately calls the black man a coon. Like, immediately just goes to, you're a coon, don't talk. Holy shit.
I didn't know it was black owned.
You already spent money on them.
I already did.
Because I'm tired of people.
Because you're a coon.
Let me
Stealing black culture. Once again, you're a coon. Don't talk.
I'm a coon.
Holy shit.
Because I didn't know it was black owned.
I'm amazed she didn't call him an Uncle Tom. At this point, at that moment, after the coon comment, she should have gone straight for, you're an Uncle Tom, you clearly are the house N-word, and I work in the fields with my Chanel outfits, so you're a coon and you support these bigots who are stealing our culture.
I did.
Because I'm tired of people.
Because you're a coon.
Damn, she called that man a coon, like, to his face as well. With a straight fucking face. Yeah, this Karen needs to fucking get humiliated. She should rue the day she recorded that video, and everyone on the internet should watch this video and that face, and wherever she fucking lies, people just look at her and just put your head down in shame. That's all you have to do. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to say a word to her. If you ever see her anywhere, I would presume Los Angeles, just look and just put your head down in this slow head movement down in shame. in shame and disgrace that this woman felt that entitled to make that video and upload it to social media. This is the lack of self, reflection or introspective view of themselves. She did this and then thought, fucking got him. Fucking, that's right. I'm going to upload this to YouTube and expose these Indonesian bastards for stealing black culture because I am just so right. I bet she thought this was a W. To her, this was a W. Yes. Fucking got those Indonesian cunts. Because it's the Indonesians that are coming over to take our jobs. The problem with your life and your Chanel hijab, love, isn't Indonesian-owned bubble tea stores. Yes, that's the linchpin of the black community. That's the thing that would solve black communities, all of the black community problems. Not the fatherless homes, not the murder rates, the gang violence. No, it is Indonesians selling bubble tea at appropriating black culture. Those are the fucks that are gonna take. They're the ones holding the black man down. They're the ones that are holding the black man down all these years. Fucking hell. Dear Lord, what is wrong with people? Karen, that was not a win. Khadija, I'm going to go with Khadija, the Muslim Karen. Khadija, that was not a good move. Okay, moving on to the next, just a giant crock of shit, which is this. Yes, I mentioned this a little while back with Amy Kay on, I think it was Sunday, but I wanted to cover this myself properly. This giant fucking disaster of a poster campaign which Netflix decided to use, which is to basically turn 11-year-olds, and yes, they're supposed to be 11. I think they are 11 in real life and in this movie called Cuties in English and Mignonas in French. And now this is the funny thing. This is the French advertising poster. They chose this fucking the one with basically making them look like lap dancers. 11-year-olds looking like lap dancers for the English version. What the fuck is wrong with people? How is it you see, the thing is, these types of photos and these types of promotional marketing stuff doesn't just go through one set of hands. First of all, this is a photo shoot, okay? They would have taken at least 100 to 200 different shots. Because I've been involved in photography and photo studios. I've been to photo shoots. I know how many different photos people take and how many you actually end up using. Out of 100 photos, you'll use maybe 5, 10 at best. So you take a hell of a lot more photos than the amount that you actually use, because you're just taking photos and then you want to capture that perfect moment. So they have taken hundreds of photos of these girls, like with these poses and all these different poses, and then they looked at this and went, yes, this is the one that's gonna sell this fucking film. What is your mind? I mean, what parent of these children allowed their child to be in this photo shoot in the first place and thought this was okay? The parents must have been there. The parents would have been at the photo shoots when they dressed these girls up in effectively what I consider stripper outfits. And they thought, oh, this is fine. Yeah, it'll be fine. It'll be just, no one will think anything bad about this. It doesn't look pedo at all. There is no hint of Jimmy Savile in any of these images. Hundreds of them that were taken. And then they went through, possibly several people looking at these images, comparing them, and then picking the one that they think is the perfect one. Then it would have gone through some PR and marketing people. Probably at some point, someone at the upper echelons would have approved this, or some head of some department would have approved this, possibly marketing, to have as marketing material for this movie. This is not an accident. This is bullshit when people like Netflix come out and go, "Oh, we are terribly sorry about this picture. We have no idea how this thing could have gone." What? Of course you fucking know. Don't fucking piss on my head and tell me it's raining. Of course you know. This is not an accident. This went through possibly hundreds of people, if not certainly tens of people, before you guys decided that this was okay, that this was a fucking thing, that this was approved. This was not an accident. You didn't just trip over and then this fucking picture got released on the internet. You set up a studio, a photo studio, with the lighting, and even if there was a green background and the rest is all photoshopped, these girls would have stood in front of even a green screen and had these photos taken. Would have been told by a photographer to make these poses. This didn't just fucking happen. This is bullshit. That now they're just like, oh, we have no idea. Of course you fucking know. By the way, big up Manny Sindo, big up Hassan Yilmaz, my brother from another Turkish mother. So yeah, guys, this is to me just like fucking insane. I can't believe Netflix, this went through approval. I mean, the film itself, I don't know. I haven't seen the film. I've seen the advert. It seems relatively harmless. Apparently, it's won some award. Was it Cannes or I don't know? Was it something movie award? Anyway, it's won some award. So maybe it's a thought-provoking, hard-hitting movie of Muslim girls growing up in France. I don't know, but this promotional photo. That is straight out of Jimmy Savile and what's his name, Rolf Harris's fucking wank bank. That's what that is, okay? If you did not notice that Uncle Jimmy would approve this fucking photo, look, to anyone out there, if you ever hear this message, any movie executive, any marketing promotional people for TV and movies, if you ever hear this message, every time you look at a photo of children, think to yourself, would Uncle Jimmy approve this? And if the answer is yes, then that is not the photo you go with. Because Uncle Jimmy would have fucking approved this photo. So just think, is Jim gonna fix it? Fucking hell. These idiots. Okay, what's more egregious? I mean, I know you might think this can't be any more fucked up than as it is. It is. It gets even more fucked up, because what is even more fucked up than Netflix allowing this fucking photo to be approved as a marketing photo for this film or this TV film is Muslims reacting to cuties on Netflix. Yeah, that's right, folks. That's right. Our friends from the Muslim world think that they can actually have any fucking foundation to say that that they can be upset, that they should be appalled at this promotional footage. Listen to these fucks, and then I will play you what Muslims really think about child sexualization.
There is a war. There is an outright war on every single one of us. You've got that white girl there, it's so disturbing. She's got her finger in her mouth.
She's got her finger in her mouth, and look at Ali Dawa. Look how disturbed and crushed he is. Just look at the view on this man's face. He can't believe that someone would sexualize 11-year-olds. That 11-year-olds and sex should not go together. Look at this man, this honorable man, and how disturbed and how upset he is of what is happening, what he sees before him. And in fact, they've gone to the point of even blanking out the naked parts of these girls. Look at this.
Or like, it's so disturbing. She's got her finger.
Look at that. Look at that. They've even blanked out the mid rim of these girls because they show some stomach and some flesh there. So the honor, the respect, the grace that Muslims have for 11-year-old girls, and they will not show them in any sexual way whatsoever. This is amazing. This is amazing. I love the fact that Muslims are so distressed about young people being sexualized.
In her mouth. The question that you ask is, like, is this like, what is this, soft porn? What the hell is this?
What the hell is this? Exactly. What the hell is that, Ali? What is that? And also we have another Muslima here, a clear convert to Islam with her blue eyes and very, very bushy eyebrows. I guess once you become Muslim, plucking your eyebrows is no longer a thing. But yeah, here's another one. Check this out.
I'm doing another reaction video. So today I really want to react to this new trailer that...
Now, before we go further, I love the fact that this woman has meticulously... Now, this is something that I've talked about before, where people say, when Muslim women cover up so that men's eyes are not gazed, they avoid the men's gaze towards them. Whilst to me, sometimes some women can be even more attractive with what they do than anything else. Then they could be covered up and they still be incredibly sexy. Now I can tell you a story about a Muslim woman that I saw years ago, which was just so attractive. It was unbelievable in her hijab. But this is a similar thing. Look at the way she's matched the color of her banner that says subscribe in that light pink color with the same color as her hijab, and her cheeks. Her cheeks even match, and of course the background is all been meticulously. None of this is an accident. Don't think she just sat in front of that camera and turned it on and pressed go. All this is pre-arranged and well thought of. This has all been very much thought about, how she's going to present herself in all this footage. So this woman thinks very carefully about how she's presented online and in these videos.
Has come out. It is a Netflix
and by the way, she has 76,000 subscribers, so clearly she knows the value of her popularity and her opinion.
Trailer. So this show is about to air on Netflix on September 9th, I think. And let me just say that the whole Instagram world is going crazy over this. And
Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, everybody's gone shit. It's like they managed to piss off everyone on all sides. I mean, this Netflix cuties picture, this fucking thing, this has managed to unite both the left and the right, the Muslims and the Christians, and like fucking everyone. It is unbelievable how this one image has managed to unite in agreement so many people who hate each other's guts, but they all agree this is the most fucked up thing ever. It's unbelievable. By the way, big up to Miss Banksy. Love you. And big up to Natural Selection and everyone else that came in during this rant. But yeah, this lady is now going to show her shock and appalledness of children being depicted in a sexual way. Again, Muslims depicting this. The theme here, people, to look out for is Muslims depicting or being shocked and appalled of children being sexualized.
I have been intentionally skipping everybody's stories when I say that it is about this, and skipping everyone's reviews and skipping all of the comments that everyone's making, because I really want this to be like literally just my thoughts and my opinion, not swayed by anything else. But okay. It is a Netflix show called Cuties, and the trailer picture on the screen right here.
Okay.
Need I say more?
You're shocked.
This picture was what really got me started wanting to do this whole reaction video in the first place, because I was so triggered by it. And
oh my God, she was so triggered by it. She was so triggered by 11-year-olds being shown in a sexual way. Listen to this. Listen to this. The Muslims are outraged. Outraged, I tell you, because Muslims do not approve of sexualizing girls. We know this, right? Little children need to be protected from the sexualization of the corrupt West. Now let us see what Ali Dawa really thinks about children and sex. By the way, I give you Taqiyya Watch, truly the devastator of Islam. I mean, this man cuts like a surgeon's scalpel to the bone of Islam.
Would you marry a 6-7-year-old child? Would you marry a 6-7-year-old child? Would you have a 6-9-year-old child? 9-year-old. Would you have a 6-9-year-old child? Yes, of course. That's a pedophile. Yeah.
Remember, people, Muslims are shocked at the cuties. Muslims are shocked. By the way, the hijab is to take away the gaze of men looking at women sexually. Why are these children in hijabs? Are Muslim men looking at these children in a sexual way? That's why they are wearing the hijab? For those of you who can't read, the Messenger of Allah married me when I was 6 and consummated the marriage with me when I was 9, and I used to play with dolls. Sahih Durul Salam, and it is Sunnah al-Nisa. Sunnah al-Nisa. An-Nisa. Child bride, 13, dies of internal injuries for 4 days after arranged marriage in Yemen. Now, before we get into this, I would like everyone to see. Hold on, let me see if I can get everyone to see this properly. Yeah, there we go. This says Iran, 9-year-old marriage. This to me is one of the most shameful things as an Iranian to see. This is incredibly embarrassing, but you must all know, because I'm not pulling fucking punches here. I'm not holding back. I'm not hiding my own people and trying to somehow, make my people look better than other people. No, this is Iranians in Iran marrying 9-year-olds. This happens in the country of my fucking birth, and it is because of Islam. Okay, that is why it happens. This is some of the most shameful things I've seen on the internet has been from Iran, believe it or not. It's shocking, absolutely fucking deplorable. Condemn all of this bullshit. This is why Iran and Islam has to leave Iran. Islam has to go. There is no more space, and there's nothing left in Iran for Islam. Islam, when these fucking mullahs go, the day I hope I'm alive. That's all I wish for, is if there is a fucking God out in the, I will pray to Darwin to let me live long enough to see these fucking mullahs leave Iran, and Iran to become a non-Islamic state again. Make Islam non-Muslim again. Make Iran kafir again. Little 9-year-old girl just declared, I will get married and all that shit. That's what they're all cheering. Fucking sick. Fucking sick. Look at this guy. The guy's like fucking in his 20s, I think. Yemen, child bride, 8, dies on wedding night.
That number doesn't
You
mean
know in Islam, you asked me, would I allow my daughter to marry a 9-year-old? You know why not?
The way we've been raised.
Can I make a point? You asked me, would I allow my daughter to get married at 9? I'm saying the analogy is wrong because our teachers teach us the woman has to be sexually, mentally, and physically ready. That means if my daughter, if my daughter wants to menstruation,
hold on.
let me finish. If my daughter reached the age of menstruation at 9 years old, I would say you are ready. You are ready to get married. However, it's forbidden for me to.
I see. Ali Dawa. This is the same Ali Dawa who is sickened and shocked by the cuties. This is the same Ali Dawa. Sorry, can we hear that again? Maybe I it's the sound is a little bit convoluted, so maybe we didn't quite catch it. What was that, Ali, about 9-year-olds getting married? If your daughter was 9-year-old and she wanted to get married, you would do what?
Married. However, you are menstruation at 9 years old. I would say you are ready. You are ready to get married.
You are ready to get married. If she's 9 years old and she says, I want to get married, you would say you are ready to get married. I see.
If my daughter reached the age of menstruation at 9 years old, I would say you are ready. You are ready to get married.
I see. And what was it again? You're what? You're shocked? Ali, let's see the reaction one more time.
Every single one of us is, you've got that white girl there. It's so disturbing. She's got her finger in her mouth.
Oh, it's disturbing when she has her finger in her mouth, but if you marry her off at 9 years old, Ali, that's okay though. Do you know what else she's going to get in her mouth at 9 years old when you marry her? A little bit more than a finger. I know it's shocking to you, Ali, but if you marry your daughter off at 9 years old, the guy who marries her, he's going to put something else in her mouth, and it ain't no finger. It's not a finger, Ali. I don't want to get graphic on you, Ali, but I'm pretty sure if you let your daughter get married at 9, having a finger in her mouth will be the least of her fucking problems. So when you go ahead and you pretend and you fucking faux outrage on this bullshit, I'm sorry. I don't believe you, Ali. I don't give two shits about your faux outrage. Oh, Mr. Bornegard, it's unbelievable. It is just so disturbing.
Every single one of us is, you've got that white girl there.
Look at this. Oh my God. Oh, where is my fainting couch? That girl has a finger in her mouth. It is just unbelievable, the corruption of the West. Sir, would somebody think of the children? You fucking hypocrite. You would marry your daughter off at 9, you sick fuck. I'm sorry, Ali Jimmy Savile. I'm sorry, Ali Savile, but somehow I'm not going to buy into your bullshit of how outraged you are with your fucking fainting couch, of the cuties and the girl with her finger in her mouth. You fucking sick son of a bitch. Okay? Yes, you're fucked in the head, Ali. And you Muslims need fucking help. So you and this fucking convert to Islam can go kiss my ass with your bullshit faux outrage of the cuties and the finger in the mouth. You fucks literally have made pedophilia legal. Okay? Legal. Here is the reason why pedophilia is illegal in Islam. Right here, baby. Right here. Okay? This is why there is no pedophilia in the Middle East. There is no pedophilia amongst the Muslim world because child fucking marriage is legal. You sick son of a bitch. And you yourself are on fucking tape saying, I would marry my daughter off at the age of 9 if she says she wants them. You know 9-year-olds? So when I was 9, I wanted to be a fucking dinosaur. Yeah. How is this a fucking thing? How is it that you think a 9-year-old is capable of making a fucking decision like that? You honestly think 9-year-olds are capable of making a decision about their future spouses? You lying bastards. Lying. They look you in the eye, they piss on your head, and they'll tell you it's raining. Fuck any Muslim who is outraged about this. Fuck any Muslim, because if it was up to these Muslims, all these girls would be married off in a fucking hijab by now. That's why. So fuck any of these faux outrage bullshit fainting couches motherfuckers, because they're liars. Straight up fucking liars. Okay, now that we're done with that segment, we are now moving into our next, third and final segment that I have. After that, I shall... I have a panel. I do have a panel. I'm going to throw the panel link. I don't know if it's in the description. Let me see. Yeah, it's in the description too. So anyone who wants to jump on after I finish my final segment, but not now, because I won't let you on the panel just now. I'm not ready yet. I got to finish my final segment. But once I am finished with the final segment, I will open up the panel for some discussion on the topics that we discussed this evening. I think Hassan might be biting at the fucking bit to get in on this, get his teeth stuck into some of this shit. But for now, we will move on to our third segment of this evening. Okay, this segment is about the apostate prophet, and of course the main title of the show about apostate prophet and his little adventures with Ali Dawa and Muhammad Hijab. If you don't know who apostate prophet is, this is apostate prophet. And he's on the. This is he's a very fairly big YouTuber, circling the whole ex-Muslim circuit, if you wish. He goes on to things like David Wood's show or Atheist Republic with Armin Navabi, and various other shows. And he has been having a series of sort of back and forth arguments. Let me see if I can show, like, tweets. This is an example. I don't think I've got the full thing here, but the tweet basically points. Muhammad Hijab talks about how how the Muslims could go after, because they've insulted apostate prophet, insults Islam and the Prophet Muhammad. He is now been left open to be, his wife, is now open for criticism, or for not really even criticism, mob attacks, effectively. And obviously he's had probably numerous death threats and all sorts of things like that. But generally, he goes on David Wood's show and stuff like that, and he's had a bit of a back and forth with Ali Dawa especially. And also he's done something like tear the Quran. I'm destroying the whole Quran. So he's like teared up the Quran and stuff like that. And this was one of the sort of video type responses. Now I want you guys to recognize, remember this, every time Ali Dawa says kill the apostates, imagine if someone makes a video saying kill any Muslim under Christian Catholic doctrine. If Britain becomes a full Christian Catholic state again, with no secular society, we will kill anyone that converts to Islam. Imagine if someone made a video saying that, and listen to this Ali Dawa clip with that in mind.
This is a part of our religion. There's a reason to it. Yeah, there's a reason why there's a capital punishment, because people like you, little weaklings who leave their religion and cause corruption in the land by spreading it, the capital punishment in Islamic law would be applied to you.
There you go. So now imagine if someone said, if we make Britain Christian Catholic again, and anyone who converts to Islam or is a Muslim and does not convert to Catholicism will be put to death. This would be the capital punishment of the land, and we will not apologize for it. Imagine if someone did that on Twitter or YouTube or anywhere else. They would never. That video would never, last 5 minutes. It wouldn't last a minute on these platforms. And yet this man can literally say ex-Muslims, apostates of Islam, can be killed with no repercussion. No repercussion on any of his social media status. So if you think that the social media platforms don't have a bias for Islam, then you're not paying attention. Because this fucker would never be able to say this if the bias for Islam did not exist on social media. Let me just go back a little bit and then I'll play the rest.
The land by spreading it, the capital punishment in Islamic law would be applied to you. We have no doubt, and we're proud of that. Yeah.
Oh, and we're proud of that. We are proud that we will slaughter the non-Muslims, the atheists, the apostates. We are proud of it. Fuck you, Ali.
Capital punish will be applied in an Islamic state. Yeah, not individuals going and doing it themselves like idiots. Yeah, no. Under an emir, it is done, yeah.
Well, under a pope, under a Catholic pope, then maybe we should, make Britain Catholic again and put all the Muslims to the sword, just like they did in Jerusalem and when the Crusaders went. How about that? You guys constantly fucking cry about, oh, my Crusader. Well then, fucker, if we make Britain Catholic again, how about that? How about if we fucking make Britain Catholic and put you fucks to that sword again? I bet you'll be fucking pissing your pants at that point. But in the meanwhile, no, under an emir, it's okay. We'll be proud. We're proud of that. We're proud of that. Fuck you.
Idiots, yeah? No, under an emir, it is done, yes. And we, you know what? We'll be watching. We'll be watching. Because
yeah, we're watching too, Ali. We're all watching. We're watching the demographics in this country. We're watching the Muslims fucking come up on shore, wash up on British shores on dinghies. Yeah, we're watching all of that fuck. Don't think we're not watching that shit. We'll make your children apostates, Ali. That's what we will. Your children will be apostates of Islam. Your grandchildren will be apostates of Islam. That's what we'll do to your fucking generations that land on this show. I want Britain to become the apostate capital of fucking Europe and the world. Okay, I want every Muslim that sets foot in this country to fear the apostates coming for them.
if you're going to cause corruption in the land, that's going to cause more damage to the society.
Yes, we will make corruption in the land, and we will make apostates out of all your fucking children.
Society as a whole, because the Sharia didn't come to protect an individual's right. Hey, can I drink alcohol? Yeah, sure. Drink alcohol, run someone over, kill them, set all this kind of chaos. No, Islam says the right of the community is greater than you individual.
Well then, if the right of the community is greater, we feel that our community is endangered by Islam. So if we ban Islam, if we turn Islam into a political ideology, we no longer classify it as a religion, and we take away your religious privileges, then that is our right to protect our community. You shouldn't be crying about that, right, Ali? We should promote the fact that we should make Islam into a political ideology, because that's what exactly it is. It's not a religion, and it does not deserve the status of religion. We make it a political ideology, and we ban your fucking asses, because Nazis don't get mosques and temples. Nazis are shunned. They get pushed out into the outskirts of society. So will your ideology. So will the Islamic ideology, because it causes corruption in our land. Your religion is what causes corruption in this land. So your rights should be taken away, right? Because you're not going to respect our fucking rights if you have your fucking way. So why should we give you those rights in return? Why should we reciprocate when you don't? We know you fucks won't reciprocate if you're in charge. And this video is an absolute proof of it.
Then you individual wanting your right to freedom, which is BS. Absolutely BS, yeah? Don't get me.
Right to freedom is absolute BS. Well, then we should take away your freedom to practice your religion right now. Why do you fucking argue when the ethno-nationalists or the nationalists want to take away your religious rights for you to practice Islam and to preach Islam in Britain? If we take your fucking freedom away, it's fine, isn't it? You're spreading corruption in Britain, so we take away your fucking freedom to speech. Freedom of speech in a Christian-based nation, right? This country has been Christian for thousands of years. It's only been secular for a few hundred years. So on that basis, we take away your freedom in order to stop you from spreading your corruption in our land. or in this land?
No, Islam says the right of the community is greater than you individual wanting your right to freedom, which is BS. Absolutely BS. Yeah? Don't get me started. So it just backfired on you. This
Did it backfire, Ali? I don't think it backfired, you fuck. I think you just highlighted exactly what the British should do in order to get rid of your fucking Islamic influence in this country. We turn Islam into a political ideology. We no longer give it the rights that it deserves as a religion, and we then ban you from spreading your corruption in our land. That's what we should do. Okay, now a moment of slight levity, because of course, now this was a lot of back and forth between Ali Dawa and Muhammad Hijab and Apostate Prophet, and all these guys were like, you know, bitch talking each other online for many days. And Sai 10, which is my most favorite YouTuber ever, and the man is just a comedic and cartoon genius. He made this little video, so I want to share this, and which is also the thumbnail.
My life is more pain than pleasure. I should therefore just kill myself, which I find sad, to be very honest. Thank you so much. I will be back very quickly. Take care and stay away from golden showers.
How about you and David Wood get involved in some kind of sexual activity? How about you get on your knees for David Wood?
I should urinate on the apostate prophet. Now,
I love this. This is like, this man is fucking awesome.
Sexual pleasure, by the way.
Yeah, so this is Europhiliac.
Golden showers.
I'm not entirely sure I can get away with this on YouTube, but I'm doing it anyway.
Get on your knees for him. Go kill yourself. Urinating upon one another. That's what they do.
Ali just has a dolphin fucking sound. I love you, Sai 10. Please come back to YouTube. You are the greatest. Greatest of all time. Yep. And now for the pièce de résistance, ladies and gentlemen. This whole thing came to a head on David Wood's show after Apostate Prophet also... Oh, shit. Did I... bollocks. I think I tore up the... fucker. Hold on. Let me see if I can bring back... Yeah, after Apostate Prophet ripped off the Quran, or he did once and then he did it again. But anyway, all of that shit came to the head on David Wood's show. Or at least it certainly escalated. Shit got real.
Wow.
On David Wood.
So many chapters I could pee on. If Muhammad Hijab is really obsessed with these golden showers and so on. Guys, you don't understand, right? What do? Yeah, I make fun of your prophet, but I'm...
Bollocks. Sorry, guys. This thing... I hate you, Twitter video. You fuck up my life every fucking time. Sorry, guys. Twitter videos just seem to throw off my my shite here. It gets all fucking squeaky. Okay, let me come back to you guys.
I make fun of your prophet because he's, as far as I can tell, the most horrible person in the history of humanity. That's why I make fun of him. And I make fun of him because I believe it's a peaceful way of responding to a horrible, horrible person, right? It's a peaceful way of responding to a horrible, horrible person. I don't want people killing and slaughtering. I don't want people killing and slaughtering over this stuff. But look, so here we have Holy Quran, Hijab. You're the one who's saying, they're criticizing Muhammad. They're criticizing the Prophet. Therefore, we will attack their wives. Dude, you seem to think, well, they did it, therefore I can escalate. And you seem to think that we can't escalate. Are you serious? I'm an escalator. Put me in a mall because I'm an escalator, dude. that's what I do. I just wait for you guys. But look, my goodness, what is this? Oh, look at that. Oh my goodness, look. I don't know if you guys can see this. It's a little light there. Look at that. Surat Al-Fatiha. You guys see Surat Al-Fatiha here? Surat Al-Fatiha, man.
Yeah.
John, do you really think we can't escalate? Do you? My goodness.
Now let me just point out, if you look at Atheist, Apostate, and the two Muslims on the left and the right of David Wood are insanely nervous right now. Apostate Prophet, he's nervously laughing. I know about nervous laughs. I'm a pretty famous for it. But the other chap, I forgot his name, Samir, I think his name is. They know the implications of this shit. They know. David, I don't think quite grasps it. I think no matter how much aware you are of Charlie Hebdo and all of these other things, you don't really fully understand what the Muslims are like in the Muslim world. But the other two, they know what kind of shit will come for them. Even just being on this video alone, just the fact that, because they didn't know that this was going to happen. This is an ad hoc thing, and Samir, or I don't know his name, sorry, the Indian looking chap, he is definitely unsure about this. He definitely doesn't want to be here. I was amazed he still stayed on camera whilst this was happening. I thought he might have even switched his camera off for it, but he stayed on cam, and obviously David Wood is just going for it, and Apostate Atheist is nervous, laughing like you wouldn't believe, because they know that this shit gets real after this.
Do you really think that you want to go this route? You think, oh, he made Islamicize me. He made the boom boom room. Dude, I will buy the domain pissonthequran.com if you keep going down this road. And
by the way, I've checked. Pissonthequran.com is actually available, and I am tempted to buy it. I'm not sure yet, but there is two, Quran with a K and Quran with a Q. Piss on the Quran with a K and Q are both available as domains. I am tempted. I'm not joking. I am tempted to buy those two domains, just in case someone buys it, because I think they're going to get fucking bored. I'll be honest, that was a few days back when I checked. It might have already gone. So yeah, but yeah, that's where things went.
Every single thing that happens, I will say this is because this is Muhammad Hijab. He's putting us in this direction. Hey Muhammad, you like to spit, right? There goes Surat Al-Fatiha. Want to keep playing with me, dude? Next.
Damn.
Wow.
That was some hardcore shite. So yeah, so that happened. That definitely happened. So this is where we are now. We are at this point now. The Indian chap, Pakistani chap, Samir, I think his name is Samir. I'm probably getting it wrong. Anyway, he also made a video fairly recently responding to that. Let me see if I can find it. Maybe I think I saw it somewhere. I did actually. Where is it? Where is it? Abdullah Samir is his name, and yes, he did make a video talking about that. Look for his name, Abdullah Samir. He's a pretty famous. He's got a fairly large support on YouTube as well. He's another ex-Muslim, and he kind of clarifies what he felt and how he thought. But of course, he was kind of trapped in a trapped situation. He wasn't expecting this to happen. Apostate Prophet, he's just rolling with it, although he was nervously laughing like nobody's business. David Wood is going to have some serious shit come his way. I mean, I don't know whether it'll be that bad. I mean, this is internet LARPers after all. I'm not sure whether he's gonna have some credible death threats, but he's gonna definitely get some shit for this. Hatun is under an Osman warning. She's been issued an Osman warning by the police, by the Metropolitan Police, which says that is a credible threat to her life, because she had a little image of a mouse in front of the Quran. So imagine if Hatun has a Osman warning for that, David Wood ripping up a page of the Quran and eating it, it's pretty pretty serious shit right there. So we'll see. We'll see how that unfolds. But for now, we will take a short commercial break before we move into our final segment or we move into the panel. So that's this is pretty much the end of my 3 topics, and I think that's taken us to an hour anyway. Fucking hell, I ranted for an hour about this shit. Yep, it's exactly an hour and 5 minutes. Abdullah Samir, yes, never take the knee. Thank you, sir. I'm sorry, I wasn't checking the chat. So in the meanwhile, we'll do a quick commercial break before we go into our final, or we'll go into a panel sort of mode for this stream, and maybe do an hour or so if anyone jumps on. Let's see how that rock and rolls. But in the meanwhile, damn you, what's going on around here? Something wrong here. Not that. Oh shit, come back. Let me see. I am looking for a particular track. Here we are. And okay, commercial break time, kids. And today's show is sponsored by. Oh yes, I'm not sure if you can hear me, but today's show is sponsored by the Banksy Style Merch Store. That's right, Banksy Style Merchandising. There you go, you can get yourself a wonderful mug in all wonderful various colors on the Banksy Store now. Go get yourself your bag. You get it in white, you get it in pink. Look at that. And there's a whole array of other things. This is Banksy Style merchandising with the Banksy Style logo, but we have a whole host of other things. Check it out. Look at that. The smile. I love the smile. I don't know, people I'm getting mixed feelings about this, but there is everything there. There's all sorts of knickknacks. These are assorted things. I actually have one of these beanies. Yes, I do. Go get yourself the merch up, people, merch up. These will make wonderful Christmas gifts. Wouldn't you want to give one of these to your dad, your mom, your auntie, your cousins, nephews? They would love this shit. Of course they would. Why wouldn't they? Buy my shit. Don't buy anyone else. Everyone else's shit is shit. My shit is stuff. My shit is great stuff. So yes, that's right. Okay, thank you. This segment is being brought to you by the Banksy Style Store. And now we shall move to Okay, there's no one in the back. No one in the back chat. Anyone want to talk? The stream is now open for conversation. Where are you, Hassan? Is Hassan still around? Hassan always likes to talk about this shit and rag on fucking rag on Islam a little bit. Come on, fellas, join me. Okay, well, it seems that at the moment we don't quite have anyone ready to rock and roll with us. While we wait for panelists to jump on, we will better salesman than Alex Jones and not a water filter inside. Okay, we have it. We have our boy, we have our buddy, my brother from another Turkish mother. Big up, Mr. Hassan.
Bro, you got...
How's it going, brother?
Today's been a fucking horrible day, cuz, man. It's been a horrible day.
What's happened, man? What's happened?
But
Talk to me.
We've just had just murders in regards to a couple of issues that are local to here. And it's fucking outrageous finding out how some services work.
Seriously.
Because I'm telling you, you know what? I can't talk about it too much right now.
That's fine.
But
That's fine. Don't worry,
when
man.
things have settled, you're like, scratch your head and fucking pick your bum, mate. It's one of them ones. You're like, fuck it. It's like, really? You work like that? Yep, like that. You're like, okay.
Damn.
All right, I get it. Okay.
Is it
But yeah,
is it
no,
religious related or is it non-religious related?
To be honest
Is it
with you,
related to the religion of peace?
Weirdly, yes, and weirdly, no. But I don't know how that makes sense, but it makes sense in reality. You understand me? But yeah, moving on from that. Weirdly, how Ali Dawa, innit? He's so pissed that basically these 11-year-old twerkers have got the nerve to flirt before marriage. I think that's what the real outrageous thing is.
Is that what it is? Is that what he's upset for? Is that they're flirting before marriage?
Before marriage, I think that's what it is with him. You know, he's just looking at it and goes, "Look at that, that's naughty."
They should be doing that for the husbands. They should be doing
exactly.
that.
You know, he's just thinking of the husband's honor. You're right. I mean, you just highlighted it. I think, can you imagine, like, the poor husbands are going to be walking past with these 9-year-olds, and they're going to be looking at them and saying, "You're not man enough." For heaven's sake! I mean, what's he outraged about?
And besides, these girls are 11. They're already being, they're already too old for the average Muslim man. they're going to be left on the shelf pretty soon.
This is what I'm saying, and there you go. That's another outrageous thing about it. I mean, it's all that. Well, I suppose in his view, it's like good talent going to waste. I suppose. I mean,
but the thing is, the absolute cheek of these types of people who literally, hey, we have the Mr. Cinder himself. Sorry.
Manny.
Let me just...
Hello, guys. How you doing?
Okay, that was Manny. Shit, I'm going to get porn bombed any second now. I was so close. So I was like panicking.
How you been, Manny?
Good. Yourself, mate?
Yeah, real good, bruv. And listen, thanks for reaching out. But with my life, Manny, it's one of those ones. Things go up, things come down, and I was like thinking I better not disturb the guy. Don't send me until I really, really need that bit of info. So I'll catch you up on that a bit later, anyway, Manny.
Sure. What are we talking about, guys?
We're talking about Muslims talking about 11-year-olds on TV shows looking all sexualized. Those same Muslims who will marry off their daughters at 9. So, yeah, somewhat of a fucking hypocrisy.
Anybody from Speaker's Corner?
Ali Dawa?
Oh, yes. Why did I ask?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Sorry,
Your boy Ali.
I'm joining.
The thing is, the problem is I made a mistake of setting up a live stream on Sunday with Amy K. Now I want to see, although it's not till 6, I want to see if I can make it to Speaker's Corner in the morning and just ask Ali
Big up to Amy K, who has the best voice on the internet. And if you don't know who Amy K is and what her voice sounds like, you're an idiot. And can I just say, last time that you and Amy did a show, I recorded her saying Manny Cinder. I've actually created the intro, but I've never done a show since. So next time I do a show, I have her voice and yours actually saying Manny Cinder.
Dude, if you want, we can do a jingle for you. I'll tell her because I'm going to be on Amy K's show. Well, by the way, anyone who's interested, I will be on Amy K's at about 6 o'clock UK time on Sunday.
Dude, if I wasn't married, I'll tell you, if I wasn't married.
Dude, you're married to a great looking, a great woman anyway. So you're well, how much more do you need in life, you greedy bastard?
Obviously, after this conversation, I'm single.
Yes, this is being broadcast to the world, so you may be single, but no. I mean, the thing is, you're lucky. You're one of those lucky ones who's already got a great wife. So So you're done. You're done, Manny. Put a cap on that. Put a lid on that one. You are finished for this lifetime.
It sounds like you're trying to put me out of the way, so I'm not competition. But that's okay. That's okay. I get you, man. I get you.
trying to push the competition to the side. No, I've got Miss Banksy.
I get it.
I can't possibly cheat on Miss Banksy. Miss Banksy is my gal.
Who is Miss Banksy anyway?
Miss Banksy she's a lady that follows the Speaker's Corner sort of antics. She's a fan. She's a fan. She's a lovely lady. I've only spoken to her in voice once, believe it or not. Most of the time we just chat on Twitter and like text. But it's weird. This is the weird thing. Like how much you get to know people without ever meeting people. Like I know about her holidays and this and that and like loads of little life details, and we've never met.
I must say, I need to say big up to Mrs. Banksy and Jack Maple. They both said hello to me. So, absolutely. I follow Banksy in St. Funky. Gentlemen, what are we talking about? What can we
We're talking about being hypocritical to the major point when it comes to children's welfare and seeing them to be as entertainers as a disgusting thing, but as a pin her up against a bed and then get her to do your housework is an acceptable thing somehow in the religious minds of some people.
Okay. I have a question for you. I went into the most communist leftist libertarian server on Discord, big up the non-big up, sorry, to what's the server called again? FRD, yes, free range Discord, and mentioning their names, they were saying, Manny Cinder, I think it is wrong that you should be pointing out that certain groups of people are perhaps to blame for certain activities against children and underage people. And I was basically saying, fuck you. I am not a bum pussy, and I shall call out the bum pussies when they are acting like bum pussies. Nothing against gay people. When I say bum pussies, I'm not saying anything against gay people. If you're gay, good for you, but no entry on my level. But my point is like
exactly.
But my point is, if you don't call out the perpetrators, how the hell are you supposed to catch them? So the point of that particular Discord server was basically it's disingenuous or it's anti-progressive, that if we call out the perpetrators, we are kind of really grouping up the whole community that they belong to as being, criminals and so on and so forth. I myself think that's fucking ridiculous, because I was brought up saying if something is, green, you call it green rather than a pastel yellowy color. So what do you guys think? Am I wrong in kind of really coming forward and saying this is wrong and these are the perpetrators, or should we be kind of floating like butterflies and bumblebees and stinging, or non-stinging? Let me know what you think.
Has you want to take it?
I don't mind, to be honest with you. My viewpoints have changed a little bit, and I'm trying to be really, really careful, not sounding extremely hateful. But certain things that I've been watching a couple of channels recently, and you know how when you view one form of narration, you start to look onto it a little bit more. Is any of you familiar with Ryan Dawson at all?
Ryan Dawson. I've heard the name, but no. What is it?
I reckon. Well, this is the one where Ben Stiller did a version of Little Nicky, and do you remember that guy that? Yeah, well, that was supposed to be the portrayal of Brian Dawson. Is this against all like big major powers being able to get away with like infinite amounts of crime, and he's got genuine proof. Like he doesn't just make this fucking wild claim and it's like totally non-supportive or like impossible. And recently, like he's been putting me through to all this what they've got portrayal of like children being sexualized, which let's call it for what it really is. and some religious views being pushed forward as an agenda, so to speak, but not the real agenda that goes behind it, like, you know, keeping it as a family unit. And,
Can I just interject here very rudely? And I apologize, Hassan. So every single member of this panel have previously and categorically gone publicly with their full beautiful face, and as you all know, I do have a very beautiful face.
Oh yes.
Have categorically gone on camera and called out grooming gangs and related British grooming gangs or European grooming gangs as being affiliated to some kind of Islamic regime. So are we wrong to actually state or correlate that members of those grooming gangs, though they are in Britain, for example, 90% Muslim, are we wrong in doing that because majority of the Muslims are not majority of Muslims are not affiliated to any grooming gangs? Are we wrong in doing that? Or are you, as both of you are ex-Muslims, kind of saying that there is some correlation that the grooming gangs in Britain, for example, or any other European country have something to do with the Islamic religion? You guys need to also teach me, as well as the audience, where are you two as ex-Muslims coming from? Is it something to do with the religion, or are people like me who are statistical geniuses saying, look, 90% of fucking grooming gangs, for example, in Britain are from Muslim families, and therefore X, Y, and Z? You two preach. Tell me.
Yeah. Can I take 5 minutes, Hassan? Give me 5 minutes on this, and I'm gonna put Raj in. But Raj, you're gonna have to give me 5 minutes, dude. You can't screw me over and just take over the show. I know Raj has that.
Oh, shut up.
How's it going, Raj?
Big up, Raj.
Okay.
Big up, Raj.
Big up,
Big up, Banksy.
Okay,
big up, Manny.
Before
Big up.
Take care, Bank.
Give me 5 minutes, Raj, and I'll just.
How dare you ask for 5 minutes on your own show?
I'm sorry, but I'm just gonna put this out there as in just a basis. The reason you see, the number one thing, and this is something, because you have to say it, although it's ridiculous, you still have to say it, because you know that some asshole somewhere down the line is going to go, well, not all. So yes, not all Muslims are responsible for this, but I will say that Islam is culpable for some of this, and the reason I say that is because Islam has in its tenets, in its part of its doctrine, part of its dogma, is to follow Muhammad as the greatest example that has ever lived for humankind. And Muhammad himself, at least as far as the Sunni doctrine is concerned, married a 6-year-old and consummated that marriage by the age of 9. So to say that having sex with children is not Islamic is categorically wrong. Islam doesn't necessarily promote, but certainly condones child marriage. That is why in countries like Somalia and Pakistan, when they try to introduce anti-child marriage laws, the Muslims lose their shit. They lose their mind, because they don't want this. They literally want to marry children. So Islam has effectively de facto legalized pedophilia in a particular framework. So if you take these parameters and say, I marry a 9-year-old, you can have pedophilic relationships. But if you're not married, well, then you can't have any kind of relationship. So in a particular scenario, Islam has legalized pedophilia. And as far as the other aspect is, the other combination that comes with Muslims of a particular category, because in Britain we have it's mostly the Pakistani Muslims, but it's not exclusive to them, because those grooming gangs also included Iraqis and Iranians and other Muslims of other nationalities as well. So it isn't an exclusive, it's not an ethnic thing, it's not a cultural thing. You can't run with that narrative, because these other Muslims, Iraqis and Iranians, the only thing they have in common with the Pakistanis is Islam. They don't have cultural ties, they don't have ethnic ties, they have Islamic ties. That's the thread that connects these people together. So to say that Islam isn't part of this grooming gang issue is I think categorically, it's just false. It's just wrong. You're ignoring the central problem. And the final thing is that the Muslims who do this in Britain to Sikh girls and to white girls is because Islam encourages in-group unity, out-group hostility. It encourages Muslims to look upon non-Muslim women as sluts, whores, and prostitutes, effectively. If you're wearing a miniskirt, if you're not in a hijab, you're effectively fair game for Muslims. So when you take all of these things into combination, where Muslims are allowed to marry children, where Muslims are allowed to consider non-Muslims as dirty kuffars and in-group unity, out-group hostility, and when Muslims are allowed to look at non-Muslim girls as prostitutes because they wear short skirts, well, you take those factors into account, you will get your perfect soup for a Muslim grooming gang, and a sort of a justification. Sorry, Hassan, go. I'm sorry I took so long.
Okay, my apologies. I just want to point out, which was pointed out to me not so long ago, the reason why this grooming epidemic is as bad, and this child exploitation, we'll just say this in the broadest term, which covers a lot of social services, failures and the rest of it, is because it's the pushing of a state. And I know you're going to think this is fucking ludicrous. You're going to go, what the fuck is this guy talking about? But back in the day, Judaism, the priests, the rabbis, what we call their rabbis, they were given these gifts of being able to sexualize children. Okay, and my view, Islam has only got that and made it for the general masses. So it was already partially accepted by one form of that religion. You understand me? And then what happened is Muhammad came along and went, no, this is going to be for all the people, because as Banksy just pointed out, there's a massive desire by these weak-minded men living in sand cultures to be able to control strong women that could actually make a massive difference in their area by only caring at that stage of civilization and pushing it up to a point where the brain can now get nutrients for for society to push forward, as it has done in some areas of the Punjab, and you see it with other areas where these highly successful kids are found amongst inbreds, let's just call them. So in my view, this is what this comes down to, and it's sad, but they've used that religion template to have the destruction of the West by bringing these people that come from areas that they full well know that it's acceptable there, and what they want to do is make it acceptable here. Because as Banksy said, you know, the minute they try to put a law in to say you can't touch them, the whole Islamic world goes fucking apeshit and wants to know why. Understand me? So, I mean, you just check it, and I really do recommend, please check Ryan Dawson out. He the way he explains it and the way he shows proof to this is outstanding. And it makes sense, and that's the reason why we were all on Islam, because Islam again is another branch, shit arm of this Abrahamic religion, which Judaism has not yet claimed, but will do very soon, because it had done with Christianity. Remember that, the days of, well, the Christians and Jews were different. Not anymore. Now that narrative's been changed, and this will soon be the case for Judaism and Islam, because it's getting to the point where the Muslims are getting to the point where they're not fearing their masters no more, okay, and their masters need to come down and gain control.
Well,
and that's all I'm going to say about this.
Before Raj comes in, and I know when Raj comes in, he's going to take over the show. So
how dare you?
I'm just no. This is the intro. So this is actually a legendary moment that the four of us are on here, and I'm going to tell you why. Okay. So before Banksy even actually entered the Speaker's Corner seat, what people don't realize that there was 3 very small individuals that actually came together from Speaker's Corner and created Speaker's Corner on YouTube. And those 3 individuals, before Banksy came on, was Hassan and Raj, and they introduced a very good-looking Indian Punjabi guy called Mani Sinder. Okay, so
you forgot the high class.
I'm talking. Now, Mani Sinder, right? Mani Sinder came from a very corporate world, didn't even know what these two lunatics were all about. The only reason I went on there because there were some random people shouting at Raj saying Muslim grooming gangs do not exist, and Mani Sinder knew as a member of the Sikh community that was complete BS. So all I did was went to Speaker's Corner to support Raj, who I knew as Raj Speaker's Corner, and I had seen him at one of the marches previously, right? So I didn't even know what happened. I only went to Speaker's Corner once. The next thing I know, I'm hosting a YouTube channel, and the three of us. I mean, most people don't even realize we ended up at some point. I don't know if you two remember. We had like 800-900 people viewing a ridiculous argument at some point of our view. And I don't care who you are on YouTube. I can't remember seeing any live stream with that type of conversation. And I just want to say big up to both of you guys. And then on the other hand, we had Banksy single-handedly went into Speaker's Corner. People forget this. Speaker's Corner had turned into a very bullying, a very narcissistic, a very ugly place. And Banksy turned up and actually called out some very, how can we say that, ugly bullies, right? And he called them out and he confronted them. And, the likes of all of us on this panel confronted them with Banksy, but Banksy single-handedly called him out, and he, on that moment, on that precise hour, changed Speaker's Corner. So I want to say, thank you, Hassan, thank you, Banksy, and thank you, Raj, for your contributions to not just freedom of speech, but also to Speaker's Corner and YouTube. And I certainly hope that this collaboration between four of us, or certainly you three, continue. And I think it's a pleasure for Mani Sinder to be on a panel with all three of you. Raj and Aita, take it away.
Yes, thank you for the circle jerk. I will end it with a big flourish of ejaculation, which is that when it comes to Banksy,
as long as it's not on the 11-year-old cuties Netflix release, but it'll be all right.
Talking of 11-year-olds, we can't forget that Banksy nearly killed a child who nearly stopped, which is a legendary moment at Speaker's Corner as well.
I want his hand.
Obviously, children are not off bounds when it comes to like beating for Banksy at Speaker's
Thieves get their right hand chopped off. I want that fucking hand.
Give me that hand.
But on a serious note, this is a legendary. I've forgotten how long it's been since, the main people have been on the same panel, man. I know. So big up to yourselves, brother. Yeah, Mani Sinder. I don't think people understand how crazy Mani Sinder's live shows were at one point. How many people were getting on, especially with "Who Laped Woman? Who Laped Woman?" Legend. I mean, that is actually like one of the greatest ever moments of thingy. Just fun playing, and I was there watching that. Yeah. What? I mean, what's the
we were talking about Muslims' outrage of. You've seen the Netflix cuties posters or advertising marketing stuff.
I've been keeping up to date with it. I've seen some kind of like people talking about it for a bit, but I haven't. I've been keeping up to date with the Mohammed Hijab stuff though.
Yeah. I mean, we can actually segue if you want to the Mohammed Hijab and Apostate Prophet and David Woods eating the Quran. I'm actually kind of interested on your thoughts on those as well. What do you guys think, and how do you think this is going to go for David Woods?
Who wants to go first?
Yeah, let Raj have a moment. Raj, you.
All right, so I know people are going to go crazy because obviously, I have got a religious faith myself, and I'm not going to lie, I would be pissed if someone at the Sikh holy scriptures and started like tearing it and stuff. Would I want to kill the person? No. Would I be upset? Yes. I think there's nothing wrong with being upset. I think, you know, if you love your faith and your, you know, holy books, stuff like that. But it's when it gets to the point where you love them so much that you're willing to kill someone over it. Yeah. And that's when I think the religious aspect comes into it. So I'll give an example. With look, Sikhs go crazy when people blaspheme their religion. Hindus go crazy. Buddhists go crazy. Christians go crazy. But most of the time when they're going crazy, it's normally against their faith. They're normally going against their doctrine. Yeah. But the problem is with certain forms, I'm not going to say all Islam, but certain forms of Islam, it's actually, there's actually precedent set in its past that the way you deal with people disrespecting you is to kill them or mock them or whatever. And this is the biggest problem. And I mean, I know Hassan doesn't like this, but I see kind of like Prophet Muhammad like two separate people, and some Muslims follow the peaceful version of him. Yeah, I mean, you could say that's just, they're doing like mental gymnastics, and others follow the vindictive kind of like cruel version of him. And the people that follow him tend to be people like Muhammad Hijab and Ali Dawah and all of them lot.
Well, this is where people separate like the Meccan and the Medina verses, where the Meccan verses were more peaceful when he first started off, and then he got exiled to Medina, and then when he wrote those verses, when he came with those verses, those were the much more militant, aggressive ones, because he came with an army to Mecca to overthrow the people who exiled him. So that's like the dual personalities of Muhammad, if you will, between Mecca and Medina. His attitude.
They're the same person, basically, Raj. They're exactly the same person. They're just a different circumstance of events that led to that action. That's all that is.
Yeah, but the thing is, I don't look. If people want to do this kind of like reformation in their own brain,
it's not reformation. It's not reformation.
It's compartmentalization, really, is what they're doing.
Yeah, that's what it's more to point. It's mental health in visual.
Oh, so somebody's wrote in the MPC 001. It says Sikhs rioted when there was a play done about Sikhs. I'm not saying Sikhs are saints. Hindus have killed people for eating a cow. But what I'm trying to say to you is that in Hinduism, in the doctrine, it doesn't state that, you know, when someone mocks your faith or mocks your prophet that you do X, Y, Z. They're making their own rules up about how to deal with it. The problem is with Islam.
No, Raj. Well, 1 minute, Baba. You got punishment associated to claims of people making that. So when you've got a benchmark of, and they've set that you can punish it because it says that those that mock God, bring him to justice, those that have adultery, seek redemption and all the rest of it. So in Islam they do. So when you see, this is what I'm saying, Raj, this kills me when you do this, bro.
No, you don't even listen. You're not even listening.
You just hop over it. But without making that claim, your claim's not valid there, bro. You're saying that people.
Hassan, he was talking about in Hinduism or in Sikhism, not in Islam. He was saying that if people go out and commit violence, Hindus go and commit violence because someone killed a cow, or Sikhs go out and commit violence because someone ripped up the Sikh scripture or put on a play, they are going outside of their religion to do this. So the justification for doing what they do is not in their religion, it's outside of their religion. Whilst when Muslims go out and kill someone for apostasy or kill someone for defaming the Quran or Muhammad, it's actually the tenets of their religion. They're following their religion.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying.
That's what Raj was saying. Raj was saying that
that's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying.
Or at least when
but you were saying like that's not the same in our religion. Like you're saying that you're making a claim that when this happens that there's no thing. But in your one, right? In ours, there is.
I know. That's what I'm saying. But there's certain there's certain kind of like look, like I say, if you're got precedent within your faith where it says that when like there's stories about those 3 women who were murdered, or 2 of them were murdered. One was a blind man who killed his slave for inciting Prophet Muhammad, and then the story goes that Prophet Muhammad said, yeah, it's okay that you did that, you won't get no punishment. And the other ones is that someone done a poet and poetry, and he told them to assassinate them. And if you're being told this is the normal way to deal with people that critique you, then obviously you're going to get people flying off the handle when their religion's mocked. Now with Sikhs, Do Sikhs fly off the handle? Damn right. Some Sikhs will go mental, but I can categorically say when they do, yeah, there's no precedent within Sikhism, the actual doctrine, for them to do that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, but again, though, but that's only half of a religion.
Well,
that's a half of a load of a religion. That this is another thing. That's what I was trying to say. It's like they all get these squeezes because one says that, yeah, you got to be nice to your parent. One says that, no, we don't do this. One says that we don't do that. And collectively, they're shown as this peaceful, loving, good work of force. But in reality, there's nothing positive about it. Like, nothing. Like,
are you saying
if you need to tell, I'm saying all religions, bro. But I genuinely mean, like, I even see the ones that, you know, where they go around and like they do good for. When you really look into it, no, they don't do good for everyone. They only do good for the ones that they deem to be rewardable. Like, who in their right mind does good and go, no, I'm not doing it good for you. They just do good.
No. I gotta disagree with that. Look, I've seen Christians.
No, you say so.
I've seen Christians go out and just feed random people. I know for a fact Sikhs, I know for a fact Sikhs, when they go out and feed people, they don't say only Sikhs are gonna get fed. It's open to everybody. Anybody that wants the food gets it. Yeah.
I will say there is two sides to this. Christians, I've seen them go out and do good and feed homeless people because they believe that they'll be, this is the commandments for the Christ. Also, I've seen Christians do it because they want to proselytize. So they've gone and done it for missionary work purposes to make more Christians. So there is two sides to that. Sikhs, I can't say because I don't really see Sikhs going around recruiting. Sikhs don't seem to have a recruiting aspect or a recruiting branch to them. They're not really going out trying to make white people Sikhs join Sikhi. So Sikhs, I don't know for sure, but the Christians, there's two groups. There's the group who want to make more Christians, who want to bring people into the fold. So they're not really doing it for being just good. They say be good for goodness sake. They're not being good for goodness sake. They're being good because they want to. They're on a missionary. They want to recruit. They want to make people converts. So I don't see that as genuine goodness. I see that as you are just being, you're just helping these poor people or helping these homeless people because you want to bring them into the fold of your religion. You're recruiting. You're a recruitment, agent.
Okay. So can I just come in? So look, it's very easy to criticize certain members of the Muslim community. The question is, at this precise moment, as far as I'm concerned, how do we bring all humanity together? How do we bring in Muslims and non-Muslims, Sikhs and Hindus and Christians? How do we all work together? Because whether you kind of see it or not, like, we as different human beings, and when I say different, I mean different religions and thought process, we are not the enemy of each other. We are just kind of, in many ways, just being played off against each other. So what is it that we as human beings, the average human beings, that we need to do that we can come together so we're on the same side, so we're not kind of fighting each other and playing up against this divide and rule, if there is such a thing? What do we need to do? Because we've got two ex-Muslims here, we've got a Sikh here, and we've got a very good looking British Indian here, so we should be able to work it out. What is it that we need to do that bring all humanity together? Gentlemen, take it away.
Very handsome. Are you handsome. Sikh? Are you not religious, Manny? Are you considering yourself outside?
I'm not religious. I'm just thankful of my good looks and my genetics. But what can I say?
But you are no. One thing here with Sikhs here, you can have such like a Jewish person, a cultural Sikh.
There you go.
Yeah.
A cultural. It doesn't mean he believes, because the religion and Sikhism and the Punjabi culture is kind of intertwined so deeply that even if someone, it's a bit like Jews, even if someone doesn't believe in the faith, they still got the cultural aspects of the Sikhism. So I still see Manny as a Sikh. I know he's going to go, oh, but as a cultural Sikh, yeah, as somebody that still probably has got an affinity with these people, whether he believes they're all gurus or not. Do you still respect Guru Gobind Singh Ji as a person? Forget about the religious aspect, whether you think he was sent from God.
Do you respect Guru Nanak?
We need a separate show for that.
I mean, what about Guru Gobind Singh Ji?
I respect the energy that comes from. Certainly, you know, I respect the energy of Sri Guru Gobind Singh Ji.
Yeah.
But like I said, it's a separate show about my beliefs. You got to remember that I've spent best part of a decade researching not just Sikhism but every single religion on the planet. So my religious views, or my views about religion in general, are and I don't mean this in a disrespectful way, are a lot different, if not a bit. I would like to think advanced. It might be so caveman-like. I don't know. It's just that I've never reached a testing point. Every time I've debated or tried to debate a religious person about religion, it kind of ended very quickly that they don't really have the answer. So I'm not really about trying to disrespect or kind of belittle anyone's religious.
But I think you're misunderstanding. What I'm saying is this: that I see Guru Gobind Singh Ji as sent by God, and as somebody that has created the Khalsa and the Sikhs and stuff. You can still, I've met cultural Sikhs before who basically are not really Sikh in religion, but they'll still say, okay, although I don't believe he was sent by God because I don't believe in God or whatever, I'm more of an agnostic, I still respect what he did for the Punjabi Sikh people and how he stood up to against oppression and stuff. And that's a different thing. You can respect a man, but you don't have to believe that he was sent by God. So there's two separate aspects of how you see an individual. Like, so I respect Jesus Christ. I think, yeah, Jesus Christ, it seems like a great person. But do I believe he was God? No. Otherwise, if I did, I'd be Christian, wouldn't I?
Well, yeah, I know. Not only that, all the other aspects of Jesus' life and time and all of that stuff and what he preached. So, yeah, I mean, look, I can say this now. I don't know about Hassan. I think Hassan will probably be able to relate a little bit. I clearly am not a religious person. I don't believe that there are any gods that exist. But I'm still, although I am culturally British or English, I have a lot of English sort of cultural habits. I also have a lot of cultural Iranian habits. Now, some of those cultural habits also may be Islamic or follow the tenets of Islam. I'll give you an example of when you go to the toilet and you wash yourself. Islam encourages that. Now, Hassan and I, as he's nodding, I can see that he's very much in agreement in that side. So it may be that I have this particular cultural habit, which is also Islamic, but that doesn't mean in any shape or form I follow the tenets of Islam. It just means that I am a nuanced individual with multiple facets to my personality and multiple facets to my life. So I don't think Manny can very much be in that category of a person who has some aspects of his culture which may align with Sikhism, but he is simply a nuanced individual who happens to have a multitudes of cultures that have influenced his behavior.
No offense to Manny, he's not as uncommon as you think. I've met quite a few Sikhs like Manny who are basically saying, look, I don't really believe in the faith, but I do kind of like, but still, even when you speak to them, you start to realize that, okay, we're still Punjabi, and our people still came from these people that you may not believe in their religion, but you still come from those people, and what they achieved within their whatever time frame it was, you can respect that. Can I just quickly go back into the moment? Can I just quickly share a screenshot? You're not going to get a thingy.
Sure. But I did. But while Raj is bringing up, I did ask the question to everybody: how do we bring everybody together? I mean, at the moment, we're just kind of dividing.
I'm going to be honest with you. In regards to that question that you asked, the way that they're going to only be able to do it is by taking census and finding out who wants to live with who and under what regimes and under what laws and under what thing. And to be honest with you, this has already been done. There's parts of the world where you could be whatever the fuck you want. For example, if you want to be a paedophile, I recommend Israel. Perfect place for it. You understand me? And if you want to be a criminal, America sounds like a really great place. You understand me? And if you want to be a lawyer, England, okay, or India, depending on the rate. If you want to work for pounds here, rupees there. You understand me? But yeah, there's a lot of things need to be changing. Do you understand me? In regards like this cultural Christian belief is now they can't hold on to this because we already know that, you know, culturally Christian is not really a good thing neither. Understand? It just means that what you're quiet in the face of child paedophilia in churches. So if that's what that entails, no. What people need to do is just accept laws in countries that are going to benefit the nation, and be it legally. I mean, if it means that you legally have to be kind and considerate to your other neighbours and friends and your community, that's what they need to do.
Yeah.
That's
Okay,
my view on
Rog, I will make this this screen full screen so the audience can see it clearly, more clearly.
I can zoom in anyway if I need
I
to.
mean, it's. I mean, you can zoom in if you like, but I think it's pretty good. I can see.
Shall I answer thingy's question?
Go for it. Give your presentation.
Yeah, I mean, when you're talking about uniting and stuff, I do think one thing, people should have the freedom to practice their faith. I think that's very important. Now,
no.
Oh, okay.
Okay, hold on. Hassan,
Right.
give Roger a chance to finish.
I do believe that people should have the freedom to practice their faith, but when it starts affecting the people around them in a negative way, then I don't think that freedom should just go kind of restricted. Yeah. So, although I believe that for me, I think religion has a place. I think it can be good for people. If you're going to try and tell people not to believe in a god or a particular holy book and stuff like that, it's never going to work, because some people need that, and whether you agree with that or not, it's a fact. Yeah, otherwise there wouldn't be all these religions around the world. Now, what do you do with the people that, you know, their kind of belief structure is kind of almost opposite of the indigenous population? I mean, for me personally, they need to adjust their beliefs for one, so it kind of fits in with the mainstream kind of population. But on top of that, you know, like I said, as long as it doesn't affect me on a direct thingy, I don't really care if someone wants to fast. I don't care if someone wants to carry, I don't know, whatever. If someone wants to do this or do that, that's your problem. As long as you're not breaking the law and you're not affecting me, then, you know, go and do it, man. I mean, I know for atheists and stuff like, especially ex-Muslims, they seem to have a real kind of black and white thought process that all of religions are basically bad now, and, you know, Islam to them is probably the worst out of the bunch, and there's no kind of redeeming features. But look, if you break down all religions to the basics without all the kind of fluff all around it, I think most religions are just basically about, you know, believing in God and praying and trying to help your
invisible friend. Okay, believing in your invisible friend, getting dressed up in funny costumes,
and donating,
and donating money. Okay, got it. Check.
Of course, don't forget the money. God always
and enforcing someone's mental health by saying to them, "Yes, you're right. Your invisible friend is telling you that."
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we'll enforce more of those kind of views, and then wonder why we've got laws that are coming in where 9-year-olds are now open for fucking. But yeah, we won't dwell on that for too long. Or when wives are screaming out rape from under husbands, and we won't dwell on that for too long. Or when your fellow brother decides to put shackles on you, we won't dwell on that. Or when you're starving and you see a cow walking past, and you know what, you've got a whole family to feed. And we won't dwell on that.
One thing,
we won't dwell on their fucking mental illness. Okay, and what we'll do is we'll give them tax breaks, build these beautiful buildings while there's homeless people outside, and call these fucking cunt righteous people. Yeah, may they fucking burn in hell if there is ever one that was
thank
there,
you.
man.
Thank you.
Well, one thing, Raj, what do you want to do about this image? What do you want to talk about?
So basically, it's just about you know, the justification religiously for some Muslims on what is permissible when you're trying to attack your enemy. Because I used to always be confused, because I've never heard this particular story before, if I'm being honest with you. So what would happen is that when I was getting attacked, it would be constantly that people going for my mother. The first thing they'll go, your mother this, your mother that. And I used to post, I mean, naively in the back chat, I know it sounds a bit naively, I used to post paradise lies under the feet of your mother, and I said, you guys are not following your prophet, thinking that might have some kind of effect. Obviously now looking back, it looks a bit stupid. I was like, all right, fair enough. It didn't, and it didn't have no effect. Now now that I understand that some Muslims don't follow this, but they follow this, and Muhammad Hijab, when he was being called, because, you know, he was going for this lady's wife, saying, have you ever considered wearing a niqab or for public benefit? Or if when you have an adult child, say over age 21, if they presented themselves to you in a sexual manner, how would you respond? And obviously the wife wasn't really involved. He involved her. And his fellow Muslim brothers started calling him out. And so because of the heat, he then posted this where he said, why so harsh against their enemies? Using sexual references as precedent in the religion of anti-Muslim enemies. And, you know, anyone that's a public figure. And he goes, I do not accept the narrative that only dead people can be mocked. I have found that the enemies of Islam cannot handle this kind of heat. It has demoralized them like nothing else. And this was the post that he posted underneath here, which was
Apostate Prophet's wife, or who's
that's Apostate Prophet's wife, and he's been.
Well, are these the same guys that you can't draw a picture of their prophet? Is this the same people that find this the most easiest ways to mock their wives? But whatever you do, don't draw Muhammad's picture.
Well,
so if you look at Ali Dawa's latest video, for some reason, for no reason, she's not even to do with this, he posted her pic in the middle of the, if you just look at one of his latest videos, just to kind of get out Apostate Prophet. And this is the story now that he's now put on the net. And I don't know if you've ever heard of this as Muslims. He says, in order to justify it, so he said, look at this. He said, circumstances, this is what Abu Bakr, and this is like one of those Abu Bakr's hadiths or something, I don't know what it is, did Ibn had said in Al-Fatah,
from the donkey fucking manual, the Arab donkey fucking manual called the Quran,
the Arabs used to insult
fucking goat successfully.
All right, the Arabs used to insult with this expression, but with the wording mother, i.e. saying go suck the clitoris of your mother. So Abu Bakr wants to exaggerate in insulting Urwa by placing what Urwa worshipped in the position of his mother, and he did so because of being angered by the statement that the Muslims would flee and and leave the Prophet alone. So there is a permissibility of uttering offensive words to scorn someone who did something by which he deserves it. Ibn Umar said, in the words of Abu Bakr, there is a depreciation of the enemy and discrediting them. And so also Ibn Umar said in Zad al-Mad, in the words of Abu Bakr, to Allah suck the clitoris of Allah is evidence that it's permissible to explicitly mention the name of the private part if there is a benefit which is necessitated by that circumstance. So, you know, this is the difference between, like, you know, whether you say Hinduism and Buddhism and Sikhism. Like, if Sikhs are going being rude and stuff, or saying stuff against people's families, they're not going against they're not going
against their religious
by their doctrine. They're not going by their doctrine. Some Muslims will follow this doctrine and say, okay, this is religiously permissible. This is where there's a big difference. And I think people need to start understanding that.
Yeah, I mean,
fucking retards that have to look onto a book to cuss and defend themselves.
Can we go back to normal screen, Raj?
Okay. Yeah, I got another video, but it's from my channel, and it's only literally 2 minutes, but it's very important
do you want me
in terms of.
Do you want to display it, or do you want me to?
Yeah, let me just display it. So basically, this is also just from around a week and a half ago by a guy called Abdul Hakim and Salahuddin, the Norwegian nut job. And the reason why it's important is that they were telling the story of what did Prophet Muhammad do to his enemies when they mocked him. And listen to this story here, and you will see if this is what's being told to kids, it's going to cause problems when they hear their prophet being mocked. So have a listen.
No, don't say that. Shit, Muslims are all right, Raj.
Listen.
Can you tell me if this story is true? Islam, but he is. Listen. Yeah, he's he's good at painting pictures, you know. So. I mean, that shows your lack of para for these people.
Bro, like I said, these people are clear hypocrites, man. You know, at the time of the Prophet ﷺ, if you insulted the Prophet, he would order someone to go literally murder you on the spot. I'm serious.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like people.
This is not a joke. You know when he conquered Medina, and I think I have said the story. He conquered Medina, and there was there were these two women. They were writing poetry about him, and they were mocking him. And he told his companions, go find them and kill them wherever they are, even if they're hanging on the walls of the Kaaba. This is the seriousness of someone who insults the Prophet. And also, there's another story. There's a blind man. He was a blind man, and he had a slave. She wasn't even Muslim, okay? And she kept insulting the Prophet ﷺ. And the slave owner, he kept giving her chances and chances and chances, but she kept insulting him. So he just killed her on the spot. And then he went to the Prophet ﷺ, and he confessed. He was like, I just killed my slave. She insulted you. And he said, oh, don't worry about it. Don't pay her any blood money. And then
where's the reference for
bro, you can
Sorry, Raj. I had to mute you because you were breathing on the microphone. But
sorry. No, it's not breathing. I'm grinding my teeth.
I see.
I don't know what's happened, man.
Yeah, but I mean, there was just like heavy breathing sound, so I thought I'd mute.
What was it? So okay, I was thinking about Hassan.
I don't know how that went.
So what's happening with Raspect? Is he some kind of vigilante that's gone on to become some kind of like sought out target by the MI5? I mean, what's going on? Because he seems to be somebody that's involved in some kind of, how can we say, wave of crime. Is that right? Or I mean, I've only seen a couple of videos.
No.
I mean, what's the latest with him?
He's currently doing his new calling sign called Jaha or Ekbar, and basically crime's got to get resolved. So that's what he's currently working on. I've got new sources on that one. So it's Jaha, as in Jar.
Oh yeah, Jar rule.
Or Ekbar. Yeah, and then basically crime just goes like drug prices come automatically down. You know, fathers go back to their mothering children. Work just becomes like open, and they just start working. So he's currently perfecting that.
I see. So he's working on the new Jaha Akbar rather than Allah Akbar, because Allah
that's the one you
not
got.
The proper God. Jah is the proper God.
He's actually gone missing for. I mean, he's gone. I mean, I just looked at his Instagram. He hasn't been on YouTube for a bit. I think the pressure's got to him, because when I spoke to him last time, like I'm telling you, he seems like the pressure, because there's a difference between Speaker's Corner and the Daily Mail covering you. Like, you know. Yeah. There's a big difference. I think anybody that gets that sort of pressure is going to start buckling a little bit.
Well, you mean like the pressure when he kind of tried to block someone's free speech back in the day? Do you remember that kind of pressure? Yeah, and set gang on them, and then got Muslim Brotherhood people to come into the park, armed up, and bend people's fucking wheels. Well, that kind of pressure that Raspect's currently going through. Good, you fucking pussy hole.
Yeah, I'm not saying.
Run, devil man, run. Run, devil man, run. Run, devil man, run.
Run, Raspect.
Yeah, what happened a little bit? Oh yeah, and thanks, Jedi. Your reaction videos are amazing.
Yeah,
to what? What reaction video?
Amazing.
What reaction video?
No, you gotta watch his shitty ass reaction video. The one that goes around shouting out, "You should be with your black sisters." You look quite black beside you.
When was that?
Look like a very white girl, like a milky white girl, like a Miss Milky 2020. Man.
You should be with your black
sisters.
sisters.
Jedi.
Oh, Jedi was saying you should be with your black sisters.
No. Yeah, Jedi is the one that was saying that. Yeah, you should be with your black sisters and all the rest of it.
Because
nice to see you with Milky blood. Yeah. Oh. And the reaction videos, it was just amazing. You know, laughing at potential rape victims.
Oh, okay.
Amazing, just amazing. I was just sitting there thinking, well, you know, like, just in case this woman like might have some psychotic episode, like, you know, or can't explain how some people can explain their ordeals. Their man was busting up in laughter, man. Just laughing.
So you think there's a rift
and he's promoting Islam, this cunt.
Do you think there's a rift now
with
between
an axe.
Jedi and Respect? Because
not think there is. There's a full on I mean, I don't think you understand. They don't. I heard, and this might not be true, that what happened? You know, the day of the Trafalgar, where they were in Trafalgar Square, they call it Battle of Trafalgar, all that bullshit. Jedi didn't go because he didn't believe it was worth it, and so I think Respect did a live stream, kind of indirectly calling them pussy, indirectly calling them out. And I heard that Jedi went down there and they had to pull him apart from Respect because of that. And I know from the streams he's basically like called him out. I mean, have you not heard what he's called him and stuff?
No, I haven't.
He's basically said that if you ever come next, basically he's put in a nutshell is that if he said a little while ago that if he ever comes next to him, his jaw won't be in his place. Basically, this is they are full on. It's not a rift; it's a complete breakup between them.
Can I ask you a question, Raj? Where was Maku making the voodoo dolls for the Nigerian Academy, the Witchcraft Academy? Where was he at that time?
No.
Yeah, the Nigerian space program currently being funded by the Nigerian Witchcraft.
Do you know that Nigerian? No, it wasn't Nigerian. So do you know? Look, what happened here is that when Maku said that Indians are not as smart as them and all that. So I just started looking through stuff, and I was like, all right, let's just see what India's achieved here. Forget about all the poverty. Let's just see what they have achieved. And so India's got a good one of the top end space programs. It's up there with China.
But Nigeria's got an amazing witchcraft though. Going on
but what happened? So what I did, just to be fair, because I didn't want to look like I was being biased. I was like, okay, let me see what the African Space Agency. So when I'd done that, there was one from Nigeria, which was okay. They sent a satellite into space, but they had to use a Russian rocket. But I'm telling you, some of the other stuff, I don't know if it's trolling, but one of them, the
rumor is true that the rumor is true that the rocket was run on juju juice.
The Ugandan space program is unbelievable, man. Oh my god, you can't. I thought they were trolling, but then when I looked at the actual video and who hosted it was a proper news channel. The guy was building a It was like a just a basically wooden plane here or something, and it had no engine, and he was saying within 5 years they're going to be in space. Like, it was crazy, Yeah.
I reckon with the sawdust, by the time if they keep filing down for 5 years, they will eventually get to Earth's orbit as it meets.
Yeah, I mean, whoever's put those videos up need to take it down because it's just crazily stupid, man. I'm not gonna lie. I was watching it, thought I was trolling first, but then I'd done a bit more research, and these particular guys are seen as kind of national heroes in Uganda. But
the Ugandan space program.
There's no engine. It's not.
It was how to sandpaper, how to sand down wood. It should have been how to sand down wood in a correct manner. And seriously, it was so funny. And the Nigerian one, which Raj is giving utmost respect for, it was a fucking satellite.
Dude. You need to.
It weren't even the rocket attached to the satellite or the shuttle around it. It was literally run on juju juice.
Let me just share the screen, yeah. Let me share the screen. You won't get a strike because I played it, yeah. So have a look at this. Yeah. Now let me preface this first, yeah. Nigeria has got a relatively good space program, and I think within the next 5 to 10 years they're going to launch their own rockets, yeah. But I'm talking about Uganda, yeah. And if you look at this, yeah, this is insane. Now, first of all, you might think this is a trolling video. It's not, yeah. So let me just play a little bit of it.
Was 9 years. I'm Captain Chris Nsamba, and I'm the founder of African Space Research Program. It started when I was 9 years old. And I've gone on acquiring more experience.
Yeah, so the minute.
Well, they're using
laser lining,
so it's sophisticated.
When you first started to
technology is intact.
What is that?
It's a satellite.
Oh, so that plane that they're building is going to release that satellite.
Yeah. Control it remotely.
And they can control it. They've got Windows XP. Do you realize that's if you go back, that's Windows XP.
Let me get a.
Just go back. Just go back a bit. Just go back a bit. Okay.
To make environment.
Hold on. No. Keep going. Just leave it here.
It means we're on air.
Pause it when you see the screen. Just pause it when you see the screen.
So we're going to go somewhere and we're going to have these guys control it remotely.
This was around 6 years ago.
Pause it now. That's Windows XP. That is a 20-year-old Windows. Look at because I can tell from the bar at the bottom and the green start button. That's Windows XP.
Let me get a. Go outstanding.
Are there people around you who thought this might?
And do you mind me asking you? You know the satellite? Don't that look like one of the heads from MASH gets smashed out of the potato advert, the mashed potato advert, with like a couple of satellites put on there, just stand me and a couple of microwave knobs. It's just like, you're serious? And that seriously, that must be the most efficient solar panel system in the world. Like, what's that gonna power, man? I don't think that could power a fucking mobile phone, man. Don't stand me. He's like, come on.
But the thing is, the guy's so freaking convinced that that kind of like ignorance, like you're thinking that you're gonna get that thing to space. In a way, it's dangerous, but in the other way, like if you don't have people like that are so determined, but you gotta have some level. I mean, there's gotta be an engine in the plane first, like. Have the engine in the plane, then maybe I might take them seriously. It's just a carcass of a aeroplane, like just the shape. Yeah.
Raj, can we go back to the Nigerian Witchcraft Academy? I think they've got some serious progress. They've got
The Nigerians are doing pretty well. I think the problem in Nigeria, which I didn't realize, is that I don't know if you heard the story of that singer who's now had a death sentence passed on him. I don't know if you saw it.
No.
Very typical of them.
Yeah, so
was it a loving kind of death threat though? I mean, the government, Islamic being the religion of peace and all the rest. I mean, it must have been a loving death threat.
So basically, he's
I'm trying to be less Islamophobe, Raj, just for you. I don't want you to offend your religious friends. So
let me just share
religious lovely.
Just share this one because this is from the other day. This ain't even years ago. This is just literally last week. Just share this screen as well. If you just share my screen.
Yeah. Sorry, just bear with me. And
now, so Nigeria's singer sentenced to death for blasphemy. Yeah. Now the point, this guy sang a song here, and it said something in there that it was blasphemy. So they've done it for blasphemy. But the thing that shocked me the most was this. Yeah. So Abu Nasif, a Sufi, big up to the Sufis, cleric, was sentenced to death in 2015 by Kano Sharia court for blasphemy against the Prophet in his teachings. Nice drew public outrage when he made derogatory remarks against the Prophet before a gathering of despised disciples as they marked the birthday of the former leader of Tifayani Sufi or the Ibrian Nas. But this is where it's crazy. The same court on Monday sentenced a 13-year-old boy, Omar Farouk, to 10 years in prison with menial labor for blasphemy, judicial official Ibrahim said. He said Farouk was found guilty of using foul language against God during an argument with a friend. Yeah, the court considered the boy's age as a minor and sentenced him to 10-year jail sentence as a penance and to make him reform. Like that actually shocked me more for some reason, like about the kid, like a little kid being put to prison for 10 years for saying XYZ.
That's how it is, man. You know that. It's all fucked up over there. But what was I gonna say? You're right. No, guys, I wanted to actually make my own sort of statement for what Manny said in regards to how do we bring everyone together to live together? Because I kind of was thinking about it at the time, and then we never got to it. Now, my thoughts on what Manny said in regards to bringing everyone together. The problem is, Manny, I've come to the realization at this stage in human evolution, I don't know if we do have enough sophistication or within not individuals, but within large societies, within large groups, to actually think that we can all absolutely live together. I think there may come a time where human beings will evolve to a point in which we have true global unity, where we can actually unify under the common things that we all have in common, which is like, we want to have our kids raised in a relatively safe environment. We want to have generally a decent, well-fed, well-catered for happy lives. We do have a huge amount of other things in common, but things like religion, things like politics are very, very divisive ideas and concepts, and they are constantly pulling at people in all sorts of directions. So you've got your non-religious people who are Marxists, or non-religious people who are uber capitalists, and your religious people, which are all divided in all different directions. So it's I don't know.
Okay. Let's look at it this way. Let's look at it this way, Banksy. So if we take away religion and we take away people's politics, do we not take away people's culture?
Well, no. Not necessarily culture, but the thing is, that's not. I mean, Hassan said no. I don't agree with that. I think you would be, our culture and our religions and our politics are so intertwined. These are not as clear-cut things as we like to think. Just like I said, the example of how my Iranian culture and actually Hassan's Turkish culture have this Islamic commonality of our use of toilets is like weird, but we are so intertwined. It is such a tapestry, and it's part of our being in so many levels, that to say that you can cut it off without repercussions, without having fallout, having problems that will come from it, is, I think, foolhardy. I think the reason why Britain and Western civilization is having the problems with the Marxist types that they are right now is because they thought they could cut out religion without any consequences. And now they are facing those consequences. That religion, you take religion away from people, you will leave a gap. If you don't supply people with something to fill that gap with, others will come along with their doctrines and dogmas and fill the gap.
That's where it's gone wrong then, Banksy, bro. It's not that we don't, like, for example, you make this analogy that we're like culture is what is currently there at the time. Like, for example, when we came from, like, my dad come down from Turkey. Yes, it was culturally different, but did he expect that there was going to be? Yes, and was he able to integrate with them culturally as well? Yeah, of course he did. He ate their food, they ate his food. He found out the way that they go out. They found interest and wanted to. England culturally wants to know about this. Do you understand me? We're not in one of these monotheistic societies where everyone just goes with it like certain parts of the world, but we're not. So that's the reason why we're a thing. As in for the Marxists, but yes, if you take away things without replacing it, such as strong laws that are going to enforce a way of living, they don't. Yeah, of course it's going to then slide, and they've done this very engineeringly as well, in an engineered manner. Like, for example, like taking fathers out of homes. Why did they need to do this?
But the thing is, you see, like you say, like, for example, having strong laws. Where do most of our laws come from? They come from our moral understanding and ethics of the world. So our ethics and our morals influence our laws. And if you have stripped away a core element of a person's sense of morals and ethics, if they don't understand where they can get morals and good morals and ethics from without religion. And believe me, you and I have both been to Speaker's Corner. We've seen the kind of idiots that go to Speaker's Corner. These people need very, very clear and simplistic ideas about the world. They can't handle the Lockean ideas of individuality or the Confucius or the Buddhist concepts of the human duality and introspection. And these people are not. Modine is never never going to understand those concepts. He's
Are you
just
saying
not
Modine
gonna get it.
Modine a bastion of intelligence? Is that what you're trying to say?
No, I'm sorry. These people, and I'm sorry if I upset poor Omar, the rat boy, but I don't think these guys can get these concepts. It is beyond them, and so they need to have certain much simplified versions of these things.
Do you know? I agree with you in the sense that when I try and explain that, okay, heaven for Sikhs and Buddhists and Hindus is not about material goods. It's about us rejoining God in a kind of like an entity. We're not. Whatever we can think about here is not going to be in heaven. Like if we wanted earthly things in heaven, then that's a man-made type of heaven, isn't it? Like when you're talking about rivers of wine and stuff, they just cannot understand the concept that maybe when because the Hindus and Sikhs and the things have the same concept that when we pass away, we become one with God. Yeah, there's no literal heaven where you're literally sitting on a thingy. One thing I will say that I agree with you is that when Christianity has been taken out of the UK, like it's the backbone of their kind of like culture and like their civilization, it has weakened the UK to an extent that other groups that are gonna take that void, because people, whether you like it or not, you atheist demons, people want to believe in something that's higher than them, whether that's God or whatever. And if that means they're going to go to Islam or whatever, people are going to start going there. And this is why you get so many converts that are white.
It's not.
And this
Can I just come in?
Oh, go on.
So can I just come in here? Why is it that when we have these type of conversations, why is it that we're always blaming that religion, that thought process, that type of individual? Why can we not blame and point out the fact that the people who are forcing these different ideologies, thought process to come together, i.e. the globalists and the governments, are to blame? Because, for example, if you are from a community that thinks it's okay to marry 6-year-old boys or 7-year-old boys or 9-year-old boys or 11-year-old, like it is in Afghanistan, then he shouldn't really be allowed to access the Western civilization as some Afghans are. So why are we always pointing out the so-called ignorant, which is basically what Raj said, that these guys are from a very different type of civilization? So why are we always calling out those that follow this type of ideology? Why are we not pointing out those that create this divide and rule? Why are we not pointing out the government?
Well, the thing is, I'm not saying I'm not just calling out these poor people, because I see them as victims of whatever ideology the more powerful will sort of bestow upon them or instill in them. So someone like Modine, he is a product of his circumstances. He is not. I kind of pity him, because he is. I don't see him as a particularly intelligent agent who has taken on his own concepts and created his own ideas. Now, the funny thing is, on that scale, Omar is ahead of him, because Omar has now shifted and he's had influences from a Quranic Muslim who is now changing some of his ideas about his worldviews. So he's further along, if you like, down that road. But someone like Modine, but I don't blame him for his ignorance. I just simply say that some people are. We have to agree. We have to come to this realization that some people in our community, in our society, will be incapable of being able to comprehend certain things. I mean, what's his name? Man, what the hell? Jordan Peterson.
Yeah, but that's my
this.
point. But that's my point, Banksy. So if they're incapable of incomprehension of the Western thoughtology, should they be allowed to live amongst us?
Well, the thing is, if you live this is the contradictions, the paradox of morality. If you want to live a moral life, if you want to live an ethical life where you believe all human beings have value, not necessarily equal, but have value in them, in their very existence, and so you wish for them to have the happiest possible life because you want that for yourself. Those are your codes of ethics and morals, which is kind of what I wish to follow, even though I fail sometimes, and the human secularism I'm not always in line with. But if I at my core believe that, then I have to be consistent and say that I have to extend the olive branch to the very ignorant too, because if I don't extend that olive branch to an ignorant person like Modine, and then who else do we take it away from? Do we take it away from the autistic person who can't understand the world in which they live in? Do we take it away from the?
Don't worry about me. Don't worry about me.
No, not you. But what I mean is, do we take it away from those who have medical conditions that they cannot understand certain aspects of life, or? You know what I mean? And then you get down to this ethno-nationalist sort of, you're walking down their road of who is the arbiter of these
But
decisions?
why is that such a bad idea? See, this is what I'm saying. Look, even the way you say it, like this ethno, like, bro, like, cause you know that like being a part of that ethnicity is only like a generational thing. You eventually become that group.
Yeah.
You get mixed into it. They mix into you. You mix into them. Call it whatever the fuck you want.
Sure.
Understand me?
Sure. Yeah. No, I agree.
But see, that killed me. Like it works every fucking place. Like like Israel.
No.
Look at Israel. What? Who's gonna go fucking shout at Israel and say, "Oh, look how fucking successful are you, fucking bunch of ethno-nationalists, fucking having a high life over there, fucking living the life." That's fucking disgusting. In Switzerland, you fucking outrageous. In Japan, God, that's just disgusting how successful you're living over there. Who in their fucking right mind? And what's the point? Why are we not questioning these motherfuckers that are questioning on asking for something that is sensible?
Well, no,
these people
no,
should
that's
just
not-
be
that's not
dragged
my-
up and who the fuck are you to tell us what?
No,
Can I just say something after
Just
you,
let me say this one point, and then you can have all the time you like. I'm not saying that necessarily they're right or wrong. My contention is, who do we allow to be the arbiter of deciding who is good and who is bad and who stays and who goes? Because for me,
Laws.
that's what it comes down to. I don't trust. Yeah, but who do we then trust to make those laws?
Society.
But that's the problem.
Referendum
Most
based.
of the time.
Gentlemen, we already have the solution. That is common law. We let the common denominator, i.e., true democracy, whatever the majority seek out to be the truth or seek out to be the right way. That's what we go by, and that's the end of it. That's how democracy works.
Fair enough.
And another thing as well, this word democracy, it shouldn't have a precursor to it, like English democracy, American. No. It's democracy.
Yeah.
No. But they call it like English politics because it's run by another state.
Well,
or American politics because see, this is what I'm saying. You can't then claim this to be ethno. You can't. You can't then say that this is a solution to a problem that needs to be. No, but the problem is that.
Yeah, but the thing is,
you've got another group of people telling you how you, like, for example, the EU, and we won't just use Israel. We've got many examples of this, like, for example, the Morocco agreement, the this agreement, the that agreement. There's lots of people that are telling us what to do, and which is fucking weird to say the least. Because guess what? A nation had fought for those boundaries and walls, and that's the reason why. And what we've done is we've let fucking some mad ideologies come in, which Raj is only too happy to fucking whistle from the tops of every mosque. Do you understand me?
Since you brought Raj into it, go ahead, Raj. This is yours.
All right.
As soon as Hassan's
and they bring all these religious ideologies, and then they go, well, you've got a problem, you need to sort it out. No. If you fucking want to be, and I'm sorry, Raj, if you want Sikhism, fuck off back to India. If you want Islam, fuck off back to Saudi. And if you want good old Christian values, fuck off down to wherever the fuck that come from as well. Because guess what? From what I understand, England is now secular, right? And that's what you got to go on. Like, these people have never been religious. Like, you're telling me that these churchgoers weren't forced to go to church? Fuck off. They weren't religious. They just had to do it because it's tax breaks. You understand me?
Okay,
that's basically it.
Okay. I know it's hard for people to understand who don't believe in any God.
Yeah, I know. Mental illness is real.
Some people do actually want to go to church or mosque or temple. They actually want to go there. Yeah, they don't go there because they're forced to go. When you're young, you are forced to go. Like when I was younger, I used to hate to go, and I used to get forced. But as I got older, whenever I do,
and you said you didn't.
You're a liar. I said when I was younger, when you're a kid, you don't understand. You're kind of forced to do things. Yeah, whether you like it, like you're forced to go to school, you're forced to go. I didn't like going to school, but I had to go. Now, when it comes to religious, like going to the temple and stuff, whenever I go now, it's when I want to go. I went on Saturday, and I want.
No, it's not. It's called indoctrination, Raj. You've been indoctrinated in going by giving those sweet treats that you get. That goes straight to your cheeks and your fucking arse. That you think, oh yeah, look, it's because of this. No, it's not. Because you go there and there's a nice group of people that talk nice and they've got the same way head thinking. But they're called communities. They were there before these churches were there.
Let me say something. Yeah, I don't talk to no one when I go to the temple. I try my best. I swear to God, I don't. I walk in. I take the what you call kind of like pay my respects. I sit down for a while, and then I'll eat something and I'll leave. I do not conversate. I'm not there to conversate with people. I'm there to pay my respects and to just basically, I don't know, just have a bit of peace of mind. I went on Saturday for like half an hour. I didn't speak to no one there. I just said hello, and I didn't speak to no one. So I personally don't go there for that. What I will say about what you said before about every people who come into the UK, they should have a kind of a more kind of better understanding of like the way you see. I don't know what you were trying to say, but let me explain something. People like Modine, yeah, and people that are kind of like what you call kind of at the bottom end of the run,
terrorists,
intellectually, you do need them until we get robots to replace them. Yeah, we need people like that to do certain jobs.
No, we don't.
Hold on. I'm saying to you, do we need certain jobs to be filled? And the smarter you are, the less likely you're going to want to do certain jobs. Now, once you get what I call kind of like robots to do menial work that no one else wants to do, I would say fair enough. But at this precise moment, the people that, are quite simplistic in their mindset are pretty good at doing jobs that other people don't want to do. I don't know if that's controversial or what. But
I'll say is, if you're just putting the price on it, well, what about the price of the native worker that's unable to find work and then there's having to force work put on him by some stupid low wage that can't pay his rent, food, travel, and not to mention the other expenses that go with that. See, this is what I'm saying. This is exactly what I'm trying to say. This is the religious fucking mindset.
It's ain't nothing to do with religion.
No, it is, right, because it is that saint warrior attitude. They're without. Look, they come from these destitute countries. Oh, look, there's a fighting fit man that's run away from home. That's insisting that his life is going to be better because marrying some white princess is going to find godliness in his fucking tiny little brain. Like, that's not how it goes.
I didn't say that.
Work away from but again, you're saying you're sort of promoting that we need these mindless wankers because our mindless wankers ain't good enough. We've got loads of mindless wankers in this country.
I'm not saying that.
I'm saying, to work.
Yeah, maybe, but a lot of these people don't want to do.
Not maybe. No, it's not that they don't want it. No one's gonna work for nothing, bro. No one. Who's gonna see? This is what I'm saying. It's all for the detriment. The religious mind is not a thinker. It's not. The workplace needs cheaper workers, bringing work fucking cheaper. No, it's not. It's fuck what the workplace needs. What does your society need? Does your society not need strong people to be around? Educated, healthy. But you can't fucking get healthy with £7 an hour or £8 an hour, whatever the fuck it is. Expect to eat, live, and travel to work. You just can't. And the English people know this as well, bro. You put £15 an hour and you bring rent down to fucking £150 a week and you see how they fucking work then. You see how they fucking work then. We don't, and no one's fucking too proud to clean the toilet. Who gives a shit what? If you're getting paid £15 to clean the toilet or £15 to clean the road, what's the difference? 15 quid an hour. And then as long as you can pay your rent and your food and get food down your kids' fucking throat, who's going to sit down? What's the point? Who's going to have the fucking time to judge other fucking people? You're working, you can't. Fucking go to your work and then fucking buy it. Where's you going to go to?
If you can get the same money for cleaning toilets than you can for, say, getting a degree and doing a job where you're using your degree, then no one will get degrees.
Yeah,
there's a
no,
reason
no,
why
sorry. Guess what? You're talking to a happy toilet cleaner. You're talking to a happy. You know what, right? I love cleaning my fucking shit. I love cleaning. You know what I hate? Sitting down and talking to mindless fucking wankers in a courtroom and explaining to said wanker that I'm representing is not really the baddest rapist in the world, and he could seek redemption. You know what? I don't want to do that kind of job. But if I know that my rent's going to get paid, my food is going to be on the table, and it means that I'm going to have a job that really I'm not going to die of stress. Let's be honest, yeah, because as I said, my food, my way of life is okay. If this guy wants to go represent paedophiles and murderers and rapists, who's the mug?
Do you understand what I'm saying, though?
All right, I'm the mug. Okay, I'll take the mug.
Let me see if you can understand what I'm saying. I'm saying that if you was to give, let's just use a toilet cleaner. I'm not trying to disrespect toilet cleaner, but let's just say it's toilet, and you then double their wages, so they get double the wage. Let's say £15 an hour, £20 an hour. What incentive would say somebody who's doing a job, a very high pressure job, where they have to really work their mind and stuff like that and get educated to do it? What incentive would they have to do that when somebody cleaning the toilet will get the exact same money? There's a reason why there's a kind of like a pay gap between somebody who's a brain surgeon.
Everyone should get the same money.
Brain surgeon and somebody that cleans the toilet. There's a reason why.
Did I say everyone should get the same wage?
No, it's not that. It's just
is that what I said?
You assume that only financial reward is the only motivator for people to do certain jobs, and if the financial reward isn't there, then people will do particular jobs because they want to do the jobs rather than they have to do the jobs. Now, admittedly, you're right. There will be some incredibly boring ass jobs which no one wants to. In fact, the funny thing is, I was talking to my brother today, and some of his relatives, his wife's relatives, are working for very large accounting firms, and they're doing, like, one of them is doing like IT auditing for very large accounting firms. Now, I'll be honest, IT auditors, I would rather be beaten on a nightly basis by what's her name, Isabella's slipper, than to fucking be an IT auditor. It is the most mind-numbingly boring job. Don't get me wrong; they get paid serious cash. I mean, we're talking upwards of 60,000 plus a year, possibly even more. So they don't. These guys are well-paid individuals, but the job is the most boring job on the planet. I shit you not. All they do is go to companies, get them to run audits, and then they create spreadsheets to show that this company's audit, the software and the technology is GDPR compliant, or it's got all the certifications for all the software they're using, whatever. All of that really just paperwork, spreadsheet bullshit. It is the most mind-numbing job in the world, but they get paid huge. They get, well, not huge, but they get paid really well. But would you really want to spend the rest of your life doing that?
No, thanks.
Raj, yourself, you worked in a job that you hated and you quit, and now you do a thing, an art, a creative thing that pays you, but it is really what you want in life. Now, fair enough.
I wouldn't go back. Let me tell you a story. Reason why. Look, when I started that job, I won't say the name of the company, but it's a DIY store that sells kitchens. I originally started at that company because I'd been unemployed for 3 years straight, and I thought I need to put a gap in my CV, and I have to do anything. The worst thing is to have a gap in your CV of years. So I was like, all right, whatever they got anywhere, I'm taking it. Because I got to the point where I was like, all right, let's just fill the gap in the CV. So I'd done this job at this company, stacking shelves, Within 6 months, I was bored. I mean, literally within a day, I was bored. My brain started hurting of boredom. But within 6 months or a year, I ended up being the kitchen designer because I just took over the kitchen designing part. I learned by myself by watching the other guy, and I just learned how to do it. It's very simple, and I did it because I used CAD at uni, and I just did it. I didn't even have to have no training. But what I realized, there was people there that found that job that I was doing they were totally content with it. I used to ask them, are you bored? Oh no, this is fine for me. Some people don't really care about whether something's menial or whatever. And other people, I'm not saying I'm the smartest guy because I'm not, but there's some people that are going to be brain surgeons, astronauts, doing jobs that, are so stressful that, other people can't even imagine them doing it. But there's other people that don't mind doing jobs where they're just sitting there doing repetitively something that's brain-numbingly Simple.
But
You're
think
just
about
putting
this.
stuff
Think about
into a box.
this. In even, I mean, I'm not advocating for this. I'm just using it as an example that even in countries as incredibly oppressive as North Korea and the Soviet Union, they still had plenty of people that wanted to become doctors and nurses and astronauts and rocket engineers and so on and so forth. So even in those incredibly oppressive and sort of supposedly Soviet or socialist countries where no one's supposed to get paid that much more than another person, there was still plenty of doctors and rocket engineers and rocket scientists.
In fact, they were more advanced.
Yeah, and the thing is,
I
would have, I'm being honest with you, I would have done that job even if I wasn't getting paid the money I was, because I wasn't being fulfilled by stacking shelves. I needed something complicated. I'm not even that smart. But I realized when I was there, I met a lot of people that were working there for years, and they'd been doing the same repetitive job of just stacking a shelf, and they never had no issue. I'm talking about they had no issue with it. I used to listen.
Yeah, but why would that be an issue?
What I'm saying to you is that there are going to be people within a country, within places that are going to be doing jobs here that need to be filled. Certain people are just not going to be able to fill those jobs here. So you need the people that, I'm not going to say they're dumb, but people that don't really want to push themselves. And so you need these Modines. No offense to Modine, but people that are
hold on. You know what? Listen to me, Raj. I beg you, please. You know what? Stop fucking spurting this bullshit. We need mind-dead fucking people that cost this nation thousands of fucking pounds. Is that what you're saying? Because someone doesn't want to do a job.
I'm using Modine as an example. It doesn't have to be Modine.
I mean the Modines.
Forget about Modine.
These thick Islamic zombie motherfuckers that know nothing about fucking humanity, nothing about societal requirements, nothing about civilization, nothing about any of that. We need these fuckers here.
Forget about Modine. I don't want to use Modine. Let me say that people that look, until you get robots to replace these menial jobs, you will need people that are not the smart. I don't want to be rude, but you need people that are not the smartest tool in the box. Otherwise, these kind of jobs, everyone's a brain surgeon. Like, who's going to fill all the rest of the freaking jobs that need to be done?
People, Bob, see, there you go again by assuming that everyone's the same, right? Bob, I told you. Pete, you made the example that you saw people in a DIY shop that were happy doing what they're doing. Now, if these people are happy doing what they're doing, that then proves the example that there's people out there that are willing to do jobs that you're not willing to do. But what they're not willing to do is do it for something that is demeaningly detrimental to their way of life. For example, no one's got a problem in cleaning toilets, but what we refer to cleaning toilets means it's a minimum wage job. Let's get that out there in the open.
I'm going to be honest here.
Well, guess what? No one. I don't need to even get paid to clean my toilet.
No, I'm talking about.
There we go. There we go. There we go. Look, you're not happy doing it. I am.
I'm talking about
it doesn't bother me.
Career. Would you be happy
just saying
cleaning toilets?
Yeah, but would you be cleaning other people's toilets, Hassan?
That's what I'm saying. Other people's toilets.
All right. I'm gonna be honest with you. Is my rent paid? If I'm working at this job, do I get food on my plate? Yeah. Can I get to work? Can I put a little bit aside? Yeah. What's wrong with that?
See, I wouldn't be able to.
Yeah, but what happens? Let's get this right. Now, is that toilet cleaning job a reality in today's society?
People do.
No, now we're gonna start doing mental ninja. All right, is that again? Let me just ask it in plain layman's term. Manny, I'll ask Manny this. Manny, is there a toilet cleaning job here that could pay a London rent, pay for London food, pay for London traffic, and pay for a little bit of something on the side for those rainy days?
Oh, right now?
Yeah, right now.
No, I don't think right now.
No. All right, so I'm just going to take a wild stab at the dark in this and say that's the reason why you guys don't want to clean toilets.
No. You said.
I'm just going to take that.
Clean toilets because I don't want to smell shit.
So you said that
motivator.
Clean it more regularly.
No, you said
Feel
you
it
made
more regularly.
Right, Hassan, you made the claim that most people don't want to do menial jobs because of X, Y, Z. But if they'd be given paid enough and they could pay their rent, most people would do it. I will argue, I still wouldn't do it. I still wouldn't do it because I would not.
Again, no one's gonna be in that position where they're gonna put a gun to your head, Raj. Stop living in the fantasy here. No one makes people do things that they don't want to do. But if you give them the opportunity and the option to do jobs that people like, for example, I know one thing. I've worked in the kitchen, guys, and I'll say this in this way. I worked up to a head chef. I was a head chef at the age of 21, bro. 21. I wasn't a fucking around type of person when it came to my industry.
Anything,
1 minute. Do you know what I found? Do you know the best job? Do you know the best job in the kitchen? If you ask me, do you know what one? Kitchen porter.
Yeah.
Man, I used to sit in the middle of service and fucking fantasize of being a kitchen porter. Just to sit there and go, I wonder what I'd be doing now. I'd be washing the plate, putting it out there and looking at these cunts in the hot section and pissing myself with laughter. Fucking piss. I used to roll around in stitches as a kitchen porter and help them get them out of the shit and laugh, piss myself with laughter, like literally, like being stitches. I was a happy kid. But now I'm sitting on the other side, the cunt that's sweating and stressing.
Yeah, but a bit,
for what? Wait, for what? What for what? For more money? Yeah. You know what? I would have fucking volunteered.
So let me ask you a question. Do you know your skills that you learned as a chef? Do you still use those skills today in your everyday life?
Of course you do.
Yeah. So you not only when you're, this is the point. Like when I was a kitchen designer, I learned a lot of stuff, that skills that I'm still using today. So when you're doing a job that is pushing you, normally what happens is that the skills you learn from that job can affect the rest of your life. Yeah. So you just
was pushed into the kitchen.
You was
pushed in it, man. I was happy in the kitchen porter section, but trust me when I say this, man. If you're saying that I weren't smart enough to look at that side of the kitchen and go, how come people are just disappearing and like having nervous breakdowns there? If you think for a second that I looked there and I went, oh, I want another couple of £4 more an hour on my way and have to deal with these fucking monkeys all day. And no, none of them were black before we get stupid comments on the fucking post. Understand me? These stupid monkeys all day. No. People coming down with, I can't come into work because my kids ill.
But I'm asking you a question. Did you?
What? I'm sorry. Where's that kitchen related?
I'm asking you a question. The time you spent, cooking, obviously you're saying it was more stressful. Do you still use that skills that you learned during those stressful times in your everyday life?
I use it every day now when I'm talking. Like the no bullshit side come from there.
So you.
Yeah. Cut the shit. What do you want to say, chef?
So you have actually taken something from that particular a career that you took. Now, I'm guarantee you, if you didn't do that, I mean, you wouldn't be cooking to the level that you say you can cook. You wouldn't have the same kind of attitude. And this, I'm saying to you that the job that you're looking at from the outside looks kind of like an easy job because you're inside, sweating your ass off. But I guarantee if you look back here, if you truly look back and look at what you achieved and what you the skills you picked up, I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure that
trust me when I say this, Raj, I could have learned those skills in the kitchen portering department, and I could argue for that as well.
Do you know what? Yeah,
nothing stops you from achieving your goal unless you say so.
Banksy, how long are you going for?
I could have been a managing director in the kitchen porter department if I put my mind to it, and I'm sure a lot of people would do that as well, within limitations, of course. Not Modine. Modine for the managing director, proper in the fucking.
Alright, so I need to go here, but are you doing Sunday? Are you doing Sunday?
I am. How do you mean? As in Speaker's Corner?
Speaker's Corner, yeah.
I don't know yet at the moment because I agreed to do a stream with Amy K on Sunday, and I got to balance between.
Calm down, man. Calm down.
Well, no, I'm worried about if I go to Central London, will I get back in time, or do I have to do a Speaker's? I might do the stream from Speaker's Corner with her. I don't know.
Yeah, it's going to be good this Sunday. I'm going to be there Sunday.
Are you going as well?
Remember Afghan said he's going to take my turban off. There's a lot of people that might be.
Oh, of course. This is the infamous last Sunday of the month.
Yeah, so I'm not going
And,
for
and I request a favor for the people that are going to go to Speaker's Corner. Can we have someone record that? Yeah. Someone please record that. Because if Raj don't press charges, guess what I'm going to do? Crime Stoppers, and I'm going to go in for a kill reward, brother. I'm just letting you know. Anyone does that, I'm going to have your fucking head, mate. I'm going to have your turban, mate.
Good
All
man.
right.
Good
Okay.
man. Hass, I'm going to go as well. Have a good one, my
Hi
friend.
there, Bobby Jim.
I'll talk
Take
to you
care, man.
soon. Take care, mate. It was awesome.
Love you
Thank
and you all. Take care, Raj.
Laters.
Bye.
Okay, boys and girls, we are done for another evening. I think this was a good opportunity to end on this note. It was a good place to finish. Nobody else was coming on anyway. So we, I think we covered a plethora of subjects tonight. Now, as you can see, I am wearing my Trump 2020 cap, and so I want to just quickly. Just to hit on that little Trump 2020 thing. He's obviously going up for election against Sleepy Joe Biden, and personally, looking at the options, I think Trump is the clear, obvious choice in this situation, because Sleepy Joe is just not going to be able to hack it. But I'd just like to show a little clip of how CNN and CNBC and all these other news agencies constantly interrupt the speeches at the GOP, the RNC, I think they call it the Republican National Committee or whatever. Anyway, they hold these things where the party, the Republican Party, makes speeches, and they also Democratic Party did it the same. So, and I'd just like to give a little shout out to the fact that these large corporations cannot handle letting these speakers just speak. They have to input their opinion on this. This is the problem. We no longer have news. We have opinion pieces. The news is supposed to just give you exactly that, the news. Why are you interjecting a speech with your opinions? Because you want your sheeple not to wake up.
Incentives to encourage investors to become involved with economically deprived areas of America. He strongly supports school choice, fully recognizing that no matter what circumstances a person is born into, they can achieve success with a good education.
Of course, Richard Maddow and friends barely let half the speakers finish before dropping the feed and complaining about them.
We're just going to interject here for a moment and try to get a little bit of a reality check on.
There you go. This is the kind of crap that they do all the time. They interject the speeches. This is unbelievable. This is insane. This is not news anymore. These people cannot be classified as news agencies. They are gossip columns. They are gossip channels now. That's why people are fleeing the mainstream news sort of industry, or they're fleeing. They're not listening to mainstream news anymore. They're getting their shit from the internet, from idiots like me and Mark Dice, who's actually, this channel is one I'm using for this footage. People like that. People are just getting their opinions elsewhere because they can't trust mainstream news anymore. Mainstream news media is no longer a truly unbiased source of information. It is a opinion piece. Every segment is an opinion piece. They don't just give you the fucking news anymore. Just report the goddamn news. Just show me the damn speech. That's why people go to C-SPAN and other outlets who just simply play the piece without any interruptions, without any opinion. They're just like, that's a news agency. You guys are opinion piece fucking hacks. So go kiss my ass. Trump's going to win. He's going to fucking crush Biden. And we've got another 4 years of Trump. I hope he gets a grip on these protesters, though, because you can't fucking be doing... Now, I did want to do a show about the protesters and the recent young man who shot 3 people in this protest in Kenosha, but it's too late now. I've already under like 2.5, 3 hour mark, so I will try to do either a stream or just a short video on that on its own. But for now, let us remember the original central theme of this this stream, which was lying fucking Muslims, people like Muhammad Hijab, and I'm so glad that David Wood, yes, I'm glad that David Wood ate the fucking Quran. Let's just make sure we play that one last time in order to wrap up this this show, because, well, kiss my ass if you think we can't eat the Quran. I'll be honest with you. I'm on this fasting, on and off fasting diet, and right now I could eat the page of the Quran very easily. It looks so delicious.
Surat Al-Fatiha, man.
Yeah.
John, do you really think we can't escalate? Do you? My goodness. Do you really think?
And there you go. It's a nutritious, low-calorie diet. The Quran. It will fulfill your every needs, including your dietary habits. It's very low calorie. You can eat a page a day, and never gain a pound. So I guess that's our message for today. You can eat the Quran as part of your 5 a day, as a nutritious source of fiber. I guess that's pretty much it. Anyway, guys, thank you for coming. For those of you who are still around, big up to everyone in the chat: Paul, Ned, Jack, Jacko Radio, Under the Glass Moon. Jacko Radio does some good stuff, guys. Check out Jack. Thank you for the panelists, Hassan, Manny, and Raj. Thank you for showing up. You guys were awesome. Thank you, Miss Banksy, for just being you gorgeous piece of lady, you, and everyone else who chatted and conversed in text. NCP and Captain Bloodfire. Oh, Captain Bloodfire, big up Captain Bloodfire, and everyone else. Walter, there's just so many people. It's too many people. You know who you are. You know I love you. And we're going to play this off with the song that we kind of came in with, which I'm not sure if, I don't know if it's copyrighted or not. I'll probably get a copyright claim for this video anyway. But we're gonna start and finish with Islam's Not For Me. So, boys and girls, oops, just before I write everyone off, love you all, and it's been awesome. Thank you for coming. Love each other, protect each other, especially the elderly over this COVID period, and tickle your ass with a feather. Peace.
Tell me my religion was wrong. They tried to tell me to follow Islam. They said their prophet was a righteous dude, but I found out none of their words were true. I read the Quran and I read the Hadith, and the sickness of Muhammad was apparent to me. He justified perversion in the name of Allah when he married a girl too young for a bra. She was playing with dolls when the prophet came. Her childhood was stolen in Allah's name. Aisha was 9 when he took her to bed. Don't tell me that fool's not sick in the head. Ain't gonna follow no child molester, sex offender, prophet pretender. Ain't gonna follow no child molester.
Islam's not for me. Islam's not for me.
The sickness of the Islamic mind
has caused some mullahs to be blind.
To justify their prophet, they will justify sin, so the sins of the prophet are repeated again.
All over the world in Islamic states, 9-year-old girls suffer cruel fate.
Sold into marriage to twisted men, and Aisha's sad story is repeated again. Ain't gonna follow no child molester, sex offender, prophet pretender. Ain't gonna follow no child molester.
Islam's not for me. Islam's not for me. Do you care about women all over the world?
Do you child molester, sex offender, prophet pretender. Ain't gonna follow no child molester.
Islam's not for me. Islam's not for